Alrighty. Last session we did low to high, so we're going to do high to low this session. So roll those d20s.
Way to waste it, Glizzick.
Woo! Here we go. My assorted notes are no longer on a WordPad because Windows is dumb and got rid of WordPad. Quick to the Google Docs.
You can use Notepad. Basically
There's
the
literally
same thing.
zero formatting.
No, tabs work. If you need a lot of formatting, then use Word.
I'm not paying that much for Word.
It's not that much.
It's that much.
I mean, there's also free versions of Word like LibreOffice and OpenOffice, which do the exact same thing.
I might have to look into that because Christina's been lamenting on wanting to get Word, but she's even more tight-fisted with money than I am and doesn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, they literally work the exact same way. The shortcuts, everything, like they're just as fully featured as Word is, and actually probably more so at this point since Microsoft has been chipping away at.
Did you say LibreOffice?
Yeah, I prefer Libre over OpenOffice, but they're both like good alternatives.
That's not true though, Fable. All the functionality is still in Word. They just changed all the menus and all the shortcuts. You have no idea how to fucking find them.
Yeah, fair.
And by the time you do find them, they'll put a new version out and change them again.
It's compatible with Microsoft Office. It looks very similar to Microsoft.
We
Yeah,
call that copyright infringement.
you're able to save it, and I think it actually default saves as a docx document, which is what all the new Microsoft Office or Word specifically is.
I'll peek into that, especially since Christina was wanting something to replace WordPad.
I wonder if they have. I haven't looked at it in a really long time, but there's a note-taking app that I have. It's part of Microsoft Word. I just still have it from when I was in college called OneNote that I really like for
Oh, that's
taking
still
notes and
around.
stuff like that. Well, no, I was just wondering if like OpenOffice and LibreOffice have something similar in their suites that is similar to. I would imagine they do, but if not, there's a bunch of other like note-taking things that are similar to that as well.
All right. Well, let's get into the game then and stop talking about how Raz is going to take all of his notes. You just need to hire somebody so you could just tell him what to write down. Where's your wife? Get her over there. She could be your personal secretary.
She has very nice handwriting.
I have her do letters and stuff for handouts in my game.
All righty. So high to low. So Mr. Glizzick, you're up first. Roll me that wonderful D18. Where's your camera, Bio?
It's not going to be here today. It's set up for tomorrow's game because we have a player who can barely make it these days. And I don't feel like going and disassembling it and putting it back over here.
Wow.
That's weird. My inventory, I have 1 runestone and 3 runestone right below it.
Are you cheating again, Glizzick?
No, I just found it that way.
All right, 14.
Kruger when the guards approach him with a dead person at his feet.
I just found him here.
What about Valdemir?
That's his actual name, Foundamir.
All right, Glizzick. Let me write this down. You got 1 minute to tell me where did Kruger go during downtime number 4?
He went up north of Walken after midnight. And we see if I can see on that. The thing starts with a T. Trying. It's not going to be in the base map, is it? No.
Nope.
I need more north.
That's because Raz won't buy a better map.
Thought we
They
had
don't
bigger
exist.
maps.
$15 seconds.
It's like Thalingweld or something like that. It's the undead city up north where he got chased.
That is incorrect.
Close though.
Yeah, you were close.
All right, Zakara, 1d17. Ooh, the oldest question on the list.
What was the name of the knoll in that first dungeon?
Meat. Dead meat. Romeo, 1d3, Zakara.
What was Noxia's tribe?
All right, Zakara, you have 1 minute to tell me or to name me one of Galgrim's archetypes.
Geomancer. I can't remember what was said.
That was correct before the remaster.
Oh, he changed. He hasn't played since then.
I know.
Valid point.
I'll give you credit for that. But that is not technically correct, but I'll give it to you. But it's not the one I was looking for, but that's fine. Kruger, 1d16.
Can you go to Raz? I'm talking to my wife right now.
Raz, 1d15. No, just do 1d16.
Can you go to Kruger? I'm talking to my wife right now.
Wow.
Can't do it.
I'm gonna hit the X in the upper right corner of my fantasy grounds.
I'm available.
Did you say 1d15?
16.
No, I was just messing with you. She's not even off yet.
All right, Razavir. You have 1 minute to name one of Vargas's followers encountered at the bottom of Skull Mountain.
One of Vargas's followers, you said?
Yep. There was 2 of them there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name.
Taking 5 mental damage.
Possibly more than that.
1 goblin's worth of health. This should be enough, right?
10 seconds.
Gotta have to pass on this one. I either can't find it or won't find it in time, and I just can't
Alrighty.
remember.
Are you available now, Kruger?
Yeah.
Die. Romeo, 1d15. All right. Another oldie. This was asked before, and whoever had it before didn't get it. So, Kruger, you have 1 minute to tell me who. Hold on. Stupid timer. Who Who indoctrinated the party into the Brotherhood?
Trent.
That is correct.
Who did not respond when I tried to give him a sending during last downtime. Ba 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 bum.
Fourth time we had that question.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never got it.
First time that someone got it right.
Trent Ickythorn.
Oh, sorry, because I write down like all the questions, and like that one came up before, and Raz got it before, at least the first time,
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
and then Raz got it again,
And
and
I
then
couldn't
Raz got it
remember.
again.
And I couldn't remember again.
It's like me with
Whatever
cat
told me.
crew. Yeah.
I also wrote
I can't.
down who get it. The very first one I wrote down Trent maybe, and then I went back in my notes and I googled Trent. I'm like or search for Trent, and it's like, yeah, there it is.
Can't
Yeah, he's the one
operate
that built
notes I never
Cosmos.
had.
All right, you guys got 7 total points to spend, and I popped open the rewards.
Mythic point.
I saved Raz from ever getting that question again.
He should pay you.
I did. I paid him in the ability to start gaining points again.
We got 1 vote for mythic points.
Yep,
I'll
that sounds
second.
good.
What was that, Kruger?
Sounds good.
All right.
He gave you the Warcraft human. Sounds fine with a thumbs up.
They're destroying our city.
Work
You-
complete.
You don't touch the other elves that
That's
way.
good.
Alrighty. Each PC may put 2 points, 2 hero points on their sheets.
Hey, we paid for Mythic.
Yeah, but since you haven't bought me War of the Immortals Fantasy Grounds thing, I can't put Mythic on your sheet.
What is this Timu Mythic point you have here? Hero points.
Although to be honest, I'm not even sure if they made that changeable or not. All right. So as last time, you guys defeated the 2 Forsaken down in that crypt area in that temple to Orcus. 3 of you proceeded to destroy the place as much as you could, using some potions, using some fists, and using some basically dynamite. You guys then carried your unconscious friend back to your town hall, put her under guard, and pretty much went to bed then.
They put me in a cell.
I was about to say I want to put her in jail.
I don't know if you have a jail, do you? I don't think you do.
We can make a jail.
I thought you said there was like some like 1 or 2 like bar like
Bars, yes. No,
like
there is
like a
somewhere
cell or two.
there is somewhere you could put her.
It's not like a full-fledged jail. It's just like
No.
a couple cells somewhere in some other
Yep,
building.
correct. You put one of your 4 remaining guards to a watcher, and you guys head back to your rooms to catch an overnight rest. So go ahead. I already hit the button earlier, so your spells and all that should be reset if you wish to change things.
Woo!
I don't think I'm at max HP, am I?
Are you mutagen still?
You are.
Well, because I was unconscious and I didn't think you guys were healing me.
I had stabilized her. That's about as
No,
far as we
I'm
got.
not. Everyone's back to max health. at the moment because of I think we're gonna do a couple burn a day or two here. So between that and Raz handing out drugs all the time, it wouldn't take long.
That's a healthy assumption to assume I'm going to be healing her when we don't know if she's going to stab us immediately.
Well, I wasn't referring to her.
Hey, I'd like to lodge a complaint, Dargan.
You can lodge
Uh,
one.
Trying to just as far as actual challenge, real life, trying to do my preparation. I no longer have check marks or dots. I've got squares that turn pretty much the same color when I click on them, and my color blindness is like, hey, I don't know what spells actually I've memorized. It just turns it a slightly different shade, like 5 or 10% different of the same color.
You'll need to take that up with the code developers at
Yeah.
SmiteWorks.
So sorry, I missed it. You said we're back home at the moment, yeah?
You're in your rooms, yes.
Okay.
I think that was one of their updates to punish people who are colorblind. Glizik.
It feels like it.
Look at Zakara casting all those spells.
I didn't realize that was the cast a spell button.
Why'd you add new spells to your list?
I didn't mean to.
You're as bad as Glizik.
What does that mean?
Nothing. You guys go ahead and let me know when you are ready, mostly Raz and Glizik.
Mine's
I
gonna
see
take a
how it
while.
is.
Well, if you had
Just
any spells to prepare, Kruga, and you weren't just a fighter.
I've already prepared them. I'm just that good.
Sure.
I had them prepared until you deleted them.
The ones that said new spell?
Uh-huh.
That's the way I roll. I don't like those new spells. I just like the old ones. Back when sleep dominated the world.
Zargan. My Reaper's Toll show is basically showing that I'm not proficient with it.
And
I am very much proficient with it.
why do you keep breaking your shit?
I literally just opened up my character sheet.
Hey, you guys break everything.
Also, did you ever look
No,
into the proficiency thing I asked you about regarding that?
I don't remember.
I was just talking about my orc weapon familiarity. It says you treat any of these that are martial weapons as simple weapons and advance as martial. And I have a monk feature that increases my attack proficiency for unarmed attack and simple weapons. And for where I'm at is master currently. So I was just making sure, like, my understanding is that because like I treat it as a simple weapon for the great axe specifically, I should have master proficiency in using that, correct?
I don't know. I remember us talking about it. I just don't remember what the hell we decided.
I don't think you ever replied. You last thing you said is like you're gonna have to look some stuff up, but I don't think you ever told me what you found out.
I wrote it down. Well, I'll see what I can find.
Okay.
I don't have anything in my notes, but that doesn't mean I didn't do something with it before. Got your spells ready, Glizzik?
No, it's extremely slow to scroll. I only do in second and first at this point, and I'm done. So
All
carry
right.
on.
I'm
How about
currently just typing in who I'm giving what to,
gotcha?
since Zakara is not on the list today.
She will be.
I mean, what did I do to you?
You did stab me.
It's a flesh wound. Because at when Zakara wakes up, pretty much at daily prep, she is herself again, or so she says.
I assume I still remember everything though.
Oh, of course. But do you feel sorry? I don't think you do.
No one died.
You almost did.
They did.
If I remember correctly, Kruger wanted to kill you before Raz was like, maybe we should hold off on that.
Let me give it a breath or two.
I just saw her breathe twice. That means I can kill her now.
Well, so if she's feeling like more herself, then I do gotta
He
redo
will
some
be.
stuff. That's what I assumed after dealing with some mind fuckery that was going on in there. And then a sudden swap of someone.
But is the Zakara really Zakara, or does she swap, or is she now possessed by somebody else?
Should have been a feat for alchemists to be able to cancel someone else's mutagen that they drank from them, possibly with poisonous results.
It shouldn't be like an ability. It should be like a poison you can make to throw on them.
Well,
Anti-mutagen.
Yeah,
there is technically.
is
It's a
there?
bomb. Yeah, it's a
Oh, is that the shape change one?
yeah, it's like the true shape bomb or something. If someone has like a polymorph effect on them, which would include mutagens,
And
it
does
can
like
cancel it.
yeah, and like were creatures and shit.
Yeah, but I think it's mostly useful outside of those niche encounters, or a good way to turn off your own mutagens by bombing yourself, I guess. Maybe, since it's still just a check, and you don't have the feat that you can just do it on yourself.
Yeah. Alrighty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, ah, ah.
That's all 15.
Hey, Glizzik, how many ears of corn is there?
In the world?
No. 12 ears of corn. Ah, ah, ah. As while Raz is finishing up his chemical poisons for the day, I'm gonna do a little bit of a recap. Over the last couple sessions, the Adventurer Brigade, the um oh what was it, Brotherhood of Thorns? Is that what your guys' name is? I without me looking it up.
Golden Thorn.
Golden Thorn, that's it. It was something of thorns. You guys were sitting down to some dinner. Ferris came in. Well, actually, before that, you had a couple people come in to talk to you. Glizzik, that uh, aquatic creature, called in the favor you owed him.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm giving people today. Sorry, I'm sending it to you in Discord as well.
Okay. And then during dinner, Ferris came in to talk to you about the undead problem in your kingdom that he found, and then you guys got attacked by I don't know, dozen or so undead. Ferris thinks he knew where they were, so you guys went after them at night instead of waiting until daytime when they might have been weaker. You guys went
Just,
there. What was
just
that?
out of curiosity, did that actually infect the encounter?
Maybe.
Hmm.
Would have been the same amount of creatures and stuff, but they would have had some negatives.
We were inside though.
We're not empowered by the moon, Zakara. Was this 7 days to die?
Exactly.
I think that's 15. Yes.
All right. Just adding it to my notes. All right, so you guys went through a bunch of crypts. Not much really happened there. A bunch of cells with looks like dead bodies in them, like prison cells. You guys went to the end, found some double doors, opened them up, walked into a temple, an older temple dedicated to Orcus. As you walked in, two people at the front turned towards you. They were both beautiful women. They spoke to each other for a moment, called Kruga a few names. The door slammed behind you guys, and combat started. About, I don't know, maybe halfway through the fight, Zakara, for unknown reasons, turned sides and started trying to kill Ferris, and then Glizik, and then Raz.
I mean, we have our assumptions, which is going to be the biggest long con she ever pulled off because she wasn't influenced.
And then you guys survived the fight, destroyed the temple to Orcus. Kind of went back to your quarters, put Zakara in jail for the night, went to bed, woke up kind of refreshed. Checked on Zakara. She says she's fine now. So we'll pick up there. Welcome.
Krugo will look over to Raz and Glizik and just say, "How can we be sure that we do not need to kill her?"
You're the medical professional. And he looks at Raz.
I'm going to be able to find out if she is medicinally okay. You're the magic man, yes?
Yeah, I just don't know if it just wears off by itself or we killed the dude, so it reverts. But she seemed to still be kind of against us after we killed the two big ones. So maybe it's just where she was. If we get her out of there, maybe it'll be better. I don't know.
Well, I
We
know yesterday I wouldn't have been able to stand next to you and talk without trying to kill you.
would imagine if perhaps Kruger were to deck her in the face, we'd imagine the domination wouldn't allow that to happen without some sort of repercussion, yes?
Kruger begins to crack his knuckles.
Is that really necessary?
She could just be faking.
Kruger looks at his patched up stab wounds and just says, "Yes."
And the fight begins again.
Would Kane be able to tell?
Would imagine.
I'm not sure there's any magic that can tell you like that if someone's controlled.
Can I don't know, maybe hucking an arcana at it or something? Is there any way to maybe correlate how she was holding herself or her demeanor while she was acting yesterday versus what it is now, cross-referencing with what I may know about magic? Like, was she in like a not like a zombie state, but like a very muted or focused in state that she didn't really react to anything else going on. Like when she was stabbing Ferris, probably the last person
Right.
she'd want to stab. Did it look like she didn't want to, or was she just like zoned in?
She was very determined, but she did have a like an odd look out expressions and such.
I'm gonna use like some combination of that to maybe see if
Mm,
roll an Arcana, perhaps see if I can get a gauge on her.
I would say to like read her possibly either a perception or probably more of like maybe a diplomacy.
I could do
Or
diplomacy.
sense motive.
Yeah, is that under diplomacy?
Oh, well, that's perception.
Oh, is it?
Not my strong suit. It's also considered a secret check against
That
the
I'm not.
deception DC of the creature.
I am not even trained in diplomacy anymore.
Hmm. Well, it's just
you
a
were ever?
perception.
I think I don't know. That might have been one of the ones I did not have. That and Arcana, I think were it.
I mean, I could always take a crack at it. I don't see why he wouldn't. Raz isn't the best about reading people. He's more
Throw
about leading them rather than reading them. Why read when you can lead?
just throw it into the dice tower.
Can I maybe throw in occultism as to when this type of thing normally ends, or religion, curse wise stuff, if it's temp or permanent?
Yeah, you could do an occult.
Against her deception DC, which I'm sure is high up there because she's a rogue and therefore master in everything.
What?
Hey Raz, the collar you made me, you we put a theatrical mutagen in there. Did you make that for me, like for long term permanent, or is that just a temporary one?
That was just the day.
Okay.
So
In,
don't
in the
got one
future,
today, but we're at home.
can I maybe get a Drake cart to throw into it
Shit, what
for combat? Because I have
a-
decks of 0 now. I think
Won't
that'd be better for me, wouldn't it?
won't the 2 hit points per level like kill you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's Quicksilver you're thinking of.
Ah,
Whichever one
You
gives me
want
AC.
you want Dracart or perhaps Juggernaut?
Mm. Which one do you think will be better? I know I want to not get hit as much with my AC.
I don't know how much the Dracart's gonna
Isn't it like +6?
for greater item bonus to AC 6. That won't stack with any runes you have on your Explorer, so maybe like a +5 still.
I've got a +2 in the library room, so it'll still be a +4 to AC. It just makes me get crit less.
Yeah. Your Dex cap is set to 2 for that though.
That's
Does that
fine. My
matter?
dex is 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also get a bonus to perception checks. Drawback is you will take a penalty to will saves, reflex saves, and recall knowledge.
Meh.
Okay.
Just for future consideration, you know. It
Yeah.
would be better probably for me for combat based on how last time around went.
I mean, the alternative for you from me would probably be Juggernaut for 30 temporary hit points, but that
I've
hits your will save perceptions and perception checks even harder.
I've got ways to get temp hit points, like the him and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think that the other one would probably be better. But we'll see.
All
Downtime
right.
stuff probably.
I have to AFK for like 5 minutes. I'll still be able to hear though.
well, if you're gonna do that, I had to AFK at 8 to take my dog out. So why don't we just take a quick 5-minute break? I'll go take my dog out, then we'll be back.
Just in time to punch the car in the face.
Exactly.
Round 2.
Did you hear me talk about you?
I have a feeling you fare a lot less well without your weapons.
Oh, demons there. Look out
Would
there.
that be
Without
any fun for you?
hmm?
Would that be any fun for you?
For Kruger, it's not about fun.
Where did she get that shiv from?
Kruger doesn't have fun.
He enjoys a challenge.
Incorrect.
Really?
He enjoys making himself better and then exerting his strength upon others. I can see the wheels turning, trying to figure out how to not get punched in the face.
I'm just looking at the tattoos on Kruger's shoulder and chest. I never realized how angry he was.
He does have a lot of nautical themed tattoos on him.
You have an anger issue, sir. You need to go to therapy. I don't know what else I can do to try and get your memory back, buddy. We've been we tried greater restoration and stuff like that, other than trying to do like a break curse thing or something.
Did I mean he got back some of his memory, right?
Yeah, I've been getting back pieces here and there.
Talking to Kane, I think helped a little bit for some of the stuff, but I was just hoping to kind of get it back. Because who knows? I mean, you could have all kinds of stuff that you don't know about that you're still missing.
That is true.
Not like certain dwarves that just haven't written it into their backstory yet. Like you could actually have stuff that's missing.
Zargan dislikes my amnesiac background.
Yeah, we're watching. He's like, "This is bullshit." I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but fun."
Like I told it, like I was like, hey, it's like I put all this in here. It's like let me know if you want me to like put more things in, like references or whatever have you. And so like it isn't like I left it completely out because like I like sent him like versions of my backstory that would like include like more things, but like I didn't want to be like one of those amnesiacs who like knew what my actual background was because I mean it kind of doesn't make sense. So like basically he just like chooses when to like throw me some information about me remembering something. It's usually triggered off of like some sort of like stimulus in the area. Like the one time when Galgrim tried to cast like calm emotions or whatever on Kruga.
Mm.
That was one of the times when he like regained some memories. And so like he's just in like the middle of that and then like Galgrim just like, oh, I cast a spell on him. Goddamn shamans.
Gliz is gonna start making a new epic poem for you, talking about how Kruger lost his memory when he got punched by the Reaper when they were fighting.
Is there no remaster version of Restoration?
It's just listed as restoration with different levels on it, I think.
But it also says legacy content.
A lot of them do that. Some of them changed the name. Some of them just kept the name the same. Even if it's exactly the same, it still says legacy version.
But I think if it's even if it has the same name, they usually put like a click here for remaster, then they give the source in the remaster.
Yeah. It doesn't have anything.
Nope.
I am
mean,
back. Quit talking about me.
No.
We're trying to fix Kruger's brain.
What's wrong with it?
It needs washed.
I think if you get it wet, it'll just be bad.
It needs to be ironed out. It has too many wrinkles in it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it doesn't have a different version, son. It just has a heightened 4th and 6th.
I think she's talking about like the link where it's like legacy content and it's like, oh, you can look at the remastered edition here and it has a link.
Yeah, as far as I got, this one just has one version. It doesn't say whether it's current. You know what I mean? Oh, I see your legacy content with the link. Yes, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, because like normally even if it's like the same exact name, it'll have it and just be like,
yeah. Damn it, Archives of Nethys. Can't you finish all the information at once when we want you to?
No, they cannot.
Someone hopefully will restore that.
Why'd you delete it?
I put it under fixed boat for legacy content.
Ah.
apparently in the remaster, instead of having restoration, they have 4 different spells that do different things that were
Oh,
part of it.
interesting.
It makes a little bit of sense. I mean, like the initial level 2 spell does this for poison or whatever like that. Then the 4th level does drain, and the 6th level does doomed or whatever. Hey Zargan, did we ever add multiple levels of dispel magic after kind of finding out that we need higher level dispel magics?
Are they in your spell book?
Checking the magic 8 ball. Because last we looked, it just had the second level ones. Let's see.
When I said I had to take my little dog out, I get up on my chair, turn around, and she's right by the steps, ready to go.
I don't see where my spells are now. I see the bard repertoire. Because it's familiar spells, that's why. No, because it doesn't say heightened on the second level dispel magic. I don't think we built the other ones in.
You'd have to look and see if I put them there anyways, because you could always put a second level one into a higher slot, though.
Well, what I'm saying is I need to cast it at a higher level to try and
I
get rid of.
understand, but there's no there's no automation or mechanic on the spell itself for casting at a higher level, because counteracting is completely not in the not handled by the by FGU.
So can I just leave off getting one certain spell and then
You should
say,
be able
hey,
to
I have
you should just be able to drag your level, like drag a copy of it into that level of spell.
usually it'll roll to the thing. All right, I don't know. I will try.
Fable, why do you have blocks all over your couch? I told you to clean your toys up.
No. And they're not blocks, they're magnetiles.
Same thing.
How else is he supposed to figure out that the square block goes in the round hole?
He's not. Kruger will never figure that out. He just keeps
Just-
hitting it.
Just have to push harder.
I
Exactly.
mean, it works.
It's because of all that fur, Zargan.
Something, yeah.
How hard it is to read facial features through fur? He's also like 18 feet taller than me, so I'm also working from a lower angle here.
Only 18?
That did seem to work. So I have one of those for today then, instead of ice burst. You got anything, Raz?
It's difficult to tell. She's always been a bit hard to read if she didn't wish to be. Not my forte. At the end of the day, I would imagine the punch in the face would likely be a good one. I doubt she would sit there and simply allow it to happen if she was still very much wanting to stab us in the neck again.
Zargan, where are we per se right now? Are we essentially like home in Lark Point somewhere?
Oh yeah, you're like in your town hall down in like the little prison area where the car is in a cage.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to take a candle or a couple candles nearby, take the wax and kind of make a moment a little of Zakara and see if I can grab a hair or two from her, make a little voodoo doll while they're doing whatever they're doing.
You letting him touch you, Zakara?
Just getting a hair.
What are you doing?
I'm going to fix you. Just give me a hair.
This will end one of two ways.
I-
Both are likely not.
I hold out my hand like a lad. Do you trust me?
Zakara looks
Fuck
at him
no.
very skeptically. It
What a
will get me out
question.
of here.
All right, where does it hurt least from when I pluck?
I will pluck out a hair and give it to you.
Okay, I take the hair and mold it into the wax, the dummy that I'm making.
She reaches out, grabs one of Glizzik's hair, yanks it out, and then hands it to him. She didn't say her hairs. All
I
right.
assume she's still tied up, but
No, she's out of her bindings. The rope's just laying on the floor, coiled up, where she left it.
I have no weapons.
anybody who's ever owned a cat knows that that's never true.
I say as she flexes her claws.
Kuga just looks at her and said, "I don't need weapons, do you?"
I much prefer them, yes.
I mean, she basically has like 5 daggers on each hand. I don't know how she's not proficient.
You would think that I wouldn't need a special feat for that.
If you
Alright,
took
can
the
you use sneak attack with claw attacks?
I can in the remaster.
it's slashing or piercing, right?
Yeah. I used to before the remaster. It had to be a weapon though. So now there can be rogue monks.
That means you could bite with sneak attack.
I'm just trying to give you guys a chance to do whatever either medical or physical thing you want to try to cure her before I try and use magic.
Oh, I thought you were going to do that.
I was prepping that I don't want to waste the 7th level spell if I don't have to. If you can
Oh,
just
okay.
punch her, is my point.
7th level. Wow.
No reason not to work our way up from the bottom and see where it gets us.
Zakara, step away from the door.
Take a couple steps back.
We can unlock the door.
I'm assuming like the guard or whoever's here has the key.
No, I was assuming
Sure.
as Glizzik that you were going to punch your way through the door. You were telling her to back up. We can just unlock it.
I just bend the bars.
Bend them back into place as soon as you're in there, right?
Yeah, but once you do it once, the bars aren't as strong as they used to be.
Let's see.
And I'll just say to the guard, open the door and lock it behind me.
Oh, actually, we don't even need to do. Razzle will actually look up. We don't even need to open the door. Drink this. I will quickly, with quick alchemy, do up a chromatic jellyfish oil. It's an elixir, not a mutagen. Yeah, it'll be a vial of this like prismatic sheen, almost like this oily looking thing that almost looks gelatinous at the same time. For 10 minutes after consuming this oil, you will gain resistance to precision damage and extra damage from critical hits, according to its type, which is it's lesser, so it's only resistance 5. While it lasts, you ignore difficult terrain caused by moving through tight spaces that aren't tight enough to force you to squeeze, and you can move 5 feet per round when you successfully squeeze. I assume, Zargan, since squeezing isn't like if you have to squeeze, it's not because it's difficult terrain, it's because it literally can't fit you well.
Correct.
So if I were to give him this, he would become malleable enough to just kind of squeeze through these bars that are just basically wide enough to stop someone from, catting through them.
I don't know about that.
Hmm.
The implication from what you just read, they would have to have the ability to squeeze through it already. And Kruger being as large as he is, I feel like probably isn't fitting through most jail cells.
Well, what are
Yeah, because
you?
these bars are probably only like 6 inches apart.
What's your acrobatics? Are you master?
I am master.
Can these bars barely fit his head? Like, could he poke his head through them? Maybe not his shoulders.
His head, yes. His shoulders, no.
Well, sample squeeze task is a space barely fitting your head at master is what you can squeeze through.
Oh, okay.
This man can do cat stuff.
If I wasn't myself, I could have escaped from here already.
All this preparation, she's
I
probably
know.
fine, and you're dislocating both shoulders and taking alchemy stuff just to try and get in.
Uh-huh.
We have a key right here.
So it basically makes it easier for me to squeeze through.
So yeah, while the effect lasts, you ignore difficult terrain caused by moving through tight spaces that aren't tight enough to force you to squeeze. So technically, you didn't even need this to do it, really. And you can move 5 feet per round when you successfully squeeze. Because squeezing it's rough. It's like a minute or something to do 5 feet. This is just let you walk through the bar, essentially. Not quite like that. Another item I had made me think it was something like that, but it is not what I thought.
It doesn't turn him into a squid.
No. This is the next best thing, though. You can just walk through the bar without having to open it and have her bolt.
Kruger would be able to keep up with her. She doesn't have the mutagen that makes her as fast as him.
Also makes you slightly more protected from critical hits. Not 5, but I mean, if you
I've
don't want it, I can just save it.
and Kruger's not that worried about it to use resources on it.
Okay.
He can
Eh,
chase her down and beat the crap out of her.
It sounds like that's what he's hoping.
I mean, I think she still has a contingency because she handed us one. That's why I assume she has it too.
All right,
I mean,
so you're just unlocking the door and going in, or what's the plan?
I think that's what I would prefer to do.
Okay. Guard kind of comes over, puts the key in, turns it, and the door opens.
I will walk in and stand in front of it until it closes behind
Okay,
me.
he closes the door, turns the key the other way, and you hear a click as the door locks.
Kruger will just come up and stand right in front of her in his most intimidating fashion, where basically his chest is right up next to your face.
He pulls out a book and starts reading poetry.
I do regret turning my sword on everyone.
We shall see. And Kruger will punch her.
Wow. Roll to hit.
I can actually target her, so let me do that real quick.
I have a little dog. Come here.
What's his name?
Her name is Poppy.
Hello, little dog.
He's a fierce guard dog.
I can see that.
Takes 16 damage, Zakara.
see, it's fine. It's just a love tap.
You want to strike back, Sakara?
Not yet.
All right.
Isn't he supposed to be asking her questions or something? He's just punching her.
After Kruga punches her, he'll just say, "Now kneel."
Fable was gonna get that in there somehow, if not during the fight.
What are you doing to her, Kruga?
Nothing. I'm
Okay.
just that's all.
Nothing if she kneels.
Well, no, he has to announce it before.
It only triggers if she damages me, so it isn't like
I
it
was,
actually does anything.
I was
It's
gonna
just
say,
this is more RP thing than a like mechanic thing.
Gotcha.
Announce your intentions.
Zakara hesitates for a moment, but then kneels.
Mm, what role does the car play? I forgot. It's been forever since we've done nation stuff.
It's your general, right?
I was recently changed because
Mm.
of NPC stuff.
Oh, that's right. The
Oh, you're the
hobgoblin. You're the
warden,
general.
right?
I am, yeah, it looks like I'm the warden right now.
Whatever.
I
And
really
Kruger,
want Paris's job.
yeah, Kruger will just look at Zakar and say, "That is not befitting of one of my advisors. Do not fail me again."
Zakara will stand up. Of course not.
Kruger punches her again. I didn't say get up.
I was waiting for it.
It's just an accolade he's giving her. That's all.
Kruger will just kind of wave to the guard and just walk out, turning his back to Zakara.
All right, guard comes up, puts the key in, turns it, the lock clicks, opens the door, and you guys can leave. Or at least Kruger leaves.
He locks the door behind you.
I'll head out.
All right.
So we good? Is she back to normal?
Based on what you told me, she should be.
Okay. I take the little wax mommet and I put it in my bag of holding. I'll keep that for later.
Like when she's sleeping.
When I
Dance,
need
puppet,
something.
dance. Alrighty. I'm assuming you guys give her back all of her gear.
Nope, it's all Kruger's now.
He was still holding the sword, wasn't he?
The stored.
Yeah, Dameron. He was
I-
talking to him and stuff,
I
remember?
believe you mean sword.
Yes, I said sword. SORD, sword.
There you go.
And Kruger would have put it away in like our trek back to wherever.
Yep.
I recall we had to put it in its
Scabbard.
sheath or scabbard because we talked about Zargan's penchant for blowing up bags of holding with smoky
Did,
stuff.
did
Pointy objects.
It's by rules. Don't give me that crap.
did Zakar ever tell us that Dameron spoke to her?
Not that I know of.
I think,
I think
well,
vaguely recall that she mentioned when she got it initially. I thought she
I think
said it was talking to her.
either that or she saw a vision or something. It was once. I can't remember. That was a long time ago.
there
I don't
was,
think there was something that appeared to you or something. Like a
yeah,
ghost or whatever, I thought.
well, there was it gave like a prophecy, which I told you guys.
Oh,
Really?
okay. Oh, I remember you saying there was something like weird about the sword. I didn't remember if it was something talking to you or whatever.
Something about the orc killing all undead and orcs or something.
I didn't know it was full on Craven Edge on you, but
But I mean, I haven't said anything about it since then.
Yeah. As we as like Zakara's like, I'm wherever we go to like get her back her stuff.
Okay.
Krugo will just look over at Zakara and said, "Your sword spoke to me."
Oh, what did it say?
It told me I am not the one who should wield it, and then tried to make me do something.
Hmm. I don't think anyone else has touched it before.
I am not so weak-willed as to listen to a weapon. But considering that you let some shaman take over your mind, you should be careful of this sword as well.
It actually might have been a god, if that makes a difference. I mean, we're kind of just in his temple and stuff, so that might have just been.
Pops
But
in your head, Kruga.
I mean, sometimes gods reach out and take vengeance on people for stuff, Kruga.
In my defense, those were no normal shaman.
Your sword is speaking to me again.
He doesn't really
Hush,
talk to me
Zakara.
that
The
often.
voices speak.
Sarkit, does it have a voice like parcel tongue, or what does the word sound like in his mind? He's got like a
Just
high British accent. What? Let me hear it, buddy.
well, this time when he says that, it replies back to him. Fool, I am not Dameron. And then you notice, Kruger, seems to be a different voice than when Dameron spoke to you.
Kruger will kind of like look around and like look at each of you and say, "What foul shaman magic is this?"
This is over there casting message.
Yeah, just kind of looking around like someone's talking to him and then seeing who's fucking with his head.
Kind of.
What what is he saying to you?
He claims it is not the sword. Zargan, does it like? Am I getting? I don't know how you deal with like something that talks into your mind. Does it seem like a different voice, for a lack of a better term?
I just
A
said that,
different
yes.
presence?
Yeah,
Okay.
he said it sounds different than Dameron's that you heard yesterday.
Kruger will just say, "Then who are you?"
Says it out loud.
Yeah, he says it out loud.
If licks your ear. I'm
Kruger
joking.
isn't gonna think things back to this whatever is talking to him.
Alrighty.
Wasn't there were other creatures speaking in our heads at Skull Mountain?
Let's go to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Well, the one speaking in her head we assumed was the darkness or somebody who worked for Vargas, at least. It might have been the two liches, Gathanel and Gathanor, that we fought at the bottom
Nice,
of the
Glizzic,
thing.
nice.
Hey, I'm working it in his RP.
That's fine. I mean, you're
I mean,
allowed.
remember I took Gathanel's hands and I'm using it to make a something that's not quite
You
ready
already
yet.
used it.
Shh, they don't know that.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so somebody was talking in their heads. I don't know if it was them. You remember with the walrus and stuff? That scene.
Kruger like doesn't seem to be paying attention to any of you, and he'll just say out loud, "What is a Baknehan?"
Does that sound familiar to any of us, Argon?
recall knowledge?
You may each roll me one, um, like identify with your magic ability in the tower.
Do I roll as well?
No.
Wait, can we like discuss which would be good to use?
But I'm
Nope.
trained in religion.
I
That
have
thing just call Kruga a baka?
Chewbacca. I'm sorry,
How
Kruger.
is
What did you say? What is?
I said I'm trained in religion.
No. What did you say back to the thing?
Oh, I said, what is a Bak Nehan?
That's what I thought.
wait, no, I meant to grab it in the tower.
Oh well.
I have dubious knowledge.
Sure you do. You just think you do. All right, Kruger. Let me see.
I'm assuming that pronunciation is what I heard in my head.
Yeah,
If
it's
not,
close
okay.
enough.
I was gonna say, like, if not, like, it would have been like as close to what.
Yeah. No, it's fine. You hear in your head, Kruger, I am. And you guys notice his gi, like around the edges of it, like illuminate. Like a little bit of electricity runs along the edges all the way around and then fades.
there anything that we get from the recall knowledge, or are we working
I'm
with what we
I'm
got?
working on it. Hold on.
Okay. I just don't know how to respond until I have my answer, so I'll just wait.
He got back to me, to
Okay.
which I shrug my shoulders.
Uh, Kruger is your key. Usually do that. That's the first I've seen of it. Little zappy zaps.
So when he just said I am, and then it was just like the gi, like doing its whatever.
Yeah. Fine.
I really like that feat. I kept it.
Give me a minute. I have to look up what it does again. Ah, okay, Glitch, I think you're right. Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
Razavir, during this, you hear a voice in your head. Ah, a brethren has awoken too.
The last thing that's spoken to our minds, such as this, met a grisly end. I would suggest you make your point.
Galgrim's not dead. You say that out loud, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm. I'll let the others know I'm hearing stuff now too. So like I said, it's not the first time something started talking to all our heads.
Why is my gi speaking to you?
It's indeed a curious question, but yes, this seems to be speaking to me as well.
Out of curiosity, what languages are they speaking to you guys in?
Telepathic.
I mean, like the words that you hear in your mind, though. I mean, like, is it Orcish or Gnomish?
Telepathic, you don't know. You just know it. You just know it.
Hmm.
Really?
Yep.
I cannot help but notice you dodged the question. Or you've already answered. Now you.
If you can only speak to me, then why is one of my shamans speaking to you?
I would imagine it's just me and Kruger who have heard this thing so far, yes? Does anyone else look like they're responding to someone talking to them?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. I mean, I'm not good at reading people. Maybe Glizzik's just got a stone cold poker face, but it froze that way when he did.
I haven't heard anything yet, but I would like my sword back.
I'd say, but you don't have your sword. I'm sorry, Kruger. What did you say?
I said, if you're only, if I can only speak, or if you can only speak to me, then why is one of my shamans speaking to you?
I assume I don't know what the last two things there are, Zargan.
Nope. Yours is Ogim Pogan, Raz.
Right. Gibberish.
Maybe.
What is an awoken?
Kara looks at Glizik. So Kruga's Guy is speaking to him.
supposedly.
Let us leave. His mind is gone.
So an awoken is a piece of cloth that I wear.
I may need to get a hair from Kruger as well. Starts making another moment out of wax.
Is anything glowing on Raz?
I lean towards
Nope.
Raz. It's spreading. The space madness is spreading.
I'm not one to deal with things that are equivocal in nature. My question stands.
I feel like they're ignoring us.
Maybe because one person can't remember what everyone keeps asking.
What, me?
Both you and Kruger. It'd be easier if you put it into chat as well for me.
I essentially just asked him what his deal is because he ain't saying anything other than the same thing over and over. If you don't want to budge, then I ain't budging either. Had enough voices in my head already to know this is already not good news. Prove it's not bad news. Is the gist of it.
I asked what an awoken was.
I assume you're asking the Gee.
You can probably surmise that from Kruger's demeanor and the fact
He's
that
probably grabbing it and going like this and talking right to it.
yeah.
Right. Again, ambiguous. We can certainly ascertain, take an educated guess on what you mean, but I'm going to need details.
The voice you're hearing, Glizzik, is kind of in like an uppity British accent.
Glizzik hears no voices. I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Well, the one you're hearing the new one you're hearing, because you hear them all the time. Don't lie. Any more conversations? While Kruger shoves pizza in his face.
I was asking what an awoken was.
I don't think he knows.
Everyone's quiet as the party slowly goes insane.
And then what do you want?
Did I mention that we're now playing Call of Cthulhu?
No fair. She has an advantage. It's called Cat Thulu. Ah. So, am I correct in assuming that you're all hearing voices now?
I hear no voices. It's actually gotten pretty quiet in here.
Other than Kruga and Raz just talking to a
Thin air.
disembodied voice in their head.
Save the world from what?
I'm getting
I feel like I'm missing half of the conversation here.
I'm getting much the same on my end. Never
Save-
really want to give too many details, but
Save the
So-
cheerleader, save the world.
Exactly.
certainly has no issue speaking in plantitude. Very ambiguous, open to interpretation.
Mine doesn't know what an awoken is. Apparently, all it knows is it's going to save the world from an army of dead.
I think Dameron said something like that once.
And how does a piece of talking cloth think it'll aid me in doing this?
Glizik, do you hear a voice?
I hear your voice right now. I mean, don't you hear your own voice? I hear them talking too.
I don't hear any other voice in my mind.
Hey, Kruga, can she have hers back too? Meaning the sword.
You guys were on your way up to get her gear back when this apparently started.
She's allowed to have it back, right? No stabby us.
If she stabbies us again, then she will not live to tell the tale.
So less stabby. Okay.
Death is overrated.
It's only mostly dead. I mean, I've got Maeve I contact all the time. Is that what you're talking about? And I like produce the skull from her to the hat. Hi, Maeve. How you doing?
What's up?
Do you want to hold on to her just so you have someone to talk to, Sakara? And I kind of like gently let her float over from out of my hand towards Sakara.
Give me a kiss.
Sure. Zakara reaches out and grabs Maeve.
Neither one of them have lips.
So,
Starts licking the skull.
your fur is kind of soft. Can I have it? Your skin. Can I have your skin?
I think Glizik already took some of my fur.
Yeah, but I want to rest. Can I have it?
I'm sorry, it's taken.
How about when you die? Can I have it then?
Would you like to donate your body to science?
By the way,
No.
this is all out loud. Oh, don't worry. You'll be dead. I'll take it anyways.
The magical skull probably will outlive us all, one would think.
Well, if the magical skull is any judge, it looks like there's still undeath.
I'm very much alive.
You are?
Not my fault. You can't understand it.
Kruger will just say, then do not speak again until you know what you can do.
I look at Maeve. You heard him.
Alas, Horatio. I do poor Yorick. I got that backwards.
As Kruger says that, you see the little bit of like lightning go around his gi again, and Kruger starts dancing.
Sakara kind of cocks her head.
Like, is he busting a move? Is he tearing up the dance floor? What dance is he doing?
It's ballet.
Like
The
a like
Rasputin.
like a little jig. He does it for like a second or two.
Kruger will begin to disrobe.
Oh, that's not as, that is R for you, Kruger.
Yeah, I figured.
I start throwing copper at him. I'm making it hail. Take it out, big boy. It's hard for Maeve to whistle with no lips.
She didn't whistle, that was you.
Or lungs.
Or lungs. Or tongue, you know what I mean? It's just air going through teeth.
She can just use her finger. Oh,
I actually have to make her a whistle to use when she wants to whistle.
Just as you disrobe your gi, Kruger, you hear that, and then kind of fades as you take it off.
Kruger will throw it into his backpack.
Okay.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Kruger will just look over at Raz and say, "Take your clothes off and it'll stop speaking."
Kruger's pretty much just standing there in like a loincloth and like his bracers and stuff.
we might reserve judgment to see if the voices have already stopped. It was your gi that was communicating, yes?
Yes.
Are there any more voices?
Maybe.
I have not heard anything since I have taken it off.
A piece of information that would likely be useful sooner rather than later. My voice is not the orc's vestment. Mine seems to be claimed to be bonded to me and me only. It only just now decided to tell me this.
Does it have a name?
It mentioned a phrase I do not understand. I assume that it means it is its name until it tells me otherwise.
What was it?
Lizik,
Oh.
Toad Nibbler.
Ogin Pogan. That spelling's in there for the others. Oh, you don't suppose anyone rings a bell for anyone? Certainly didn't for me. It is from what I can tell of Kruger's conversations with his gi, about as cryptic as his was.
For
Can
those of
I
you who have higher than a orc intelligence, the two names sound to be of like the same dialect.
roll to see what his is since I didn't get to roll on mine?
You can try.
What do you mean? I had such a good chance.
It's the chance.
Right. So Now that we at least know it's two separate entities.
Now you can take your clothes off and it'll stop speaking to you.
I'm not sure. When we soaked up all that arcane stuff and we all started turning blue in various places, wasn't Kruga's beard and then his gi started getting all funky?
Hashtag leyline magic, yes. His
Yes,
gi,
that is correct.
her sword, your wellspring rune, my staff.
All right.
And we
I'll
all got a little bit of blue hair fur.
take the wellspring rune out. Anybody home?
Shake it like a magic 8-ball.
Like the Chihuahua in Men in Black.
Yeah, right?
All right, we're gonna have to
Exactly.
work on this communication thing. See, now you seem to have no issue letting us think that it was all in the gi until just now.
Is it lit up?
No.
You also didn't offer it either. Withholding information is dangerous as well. Has anything jogged your memory yet, or will we have to shelve the conversation until you've shaken the grogginess from your eyes? Metaphorically. Well, let's shelve it for now then. Understand the last thing that spoke to us in our minds, and then tried to eat us. So, you're going to be, you and the key, I would imagine. Very much, didn't you just say it's dangerous to assume? There's more than one ways to eat something. Just ask that one over there. Not towards the goblin. Speaking of Glizik,
Yeah. Huh? As I turn, you just see me like leaning against the staff. And I kind of turn when you speak my name. Yes?
I don't suppose you've learned anything more useful than what Kruga and I have? It seems that our particular items that have been affected by that ley line are waking up. Or I can only imagine you've had something similar?
Yeah, yours haven't been speaking to you yet?
Oh no, it has.
No, I meant like before this.
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe it has to do with intelligence. I don't know. I just, but you guys are getting yours now, so that's good.
Ah, I see. Yours wasn't nearly as intimidated by yours.
Yeah, mine's chipper. He's fun to talk to. I like him. It's been a while that we were talking, though. Since it's been a while since we were down in the cave with Gathnell and Gathnor. Around then,
See what you did there, by the way.
And when we ran into Beetle, but no, yeah, KTV and I've been talking for a while.
Was that its name?
The short and abridged version. It's blah 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 blah, blah long. You know what I mean? So
Could you say it? I'm
And you
curious if
type out
it's
the entire name, all 82 titles.
I'm curious if it's the same dialect.
I believe as he pronounces it, Kloftenalvak. Try with the same accent there, Sargon.
Slightly different dialect.
Despite Glizik butchering the name or his pronunciation,
It's just
it
an
does seem to
accent.
be the same.
Based upon the way that he said it, I thought it was going to be one meant for Ishii initially.
There, I tried to copy and paste it.
It kind of sounds like ancient Draconic or maybe Elvish.
Since I've still got my Wellspring out and Glizzic isn't providing any useful information either, which isn't too surprising. I'm sure this thing has been dragging him along too.
Wow.
How aware are you of your surroundings? Can you pick up on what they're going on about?
Is he talking to me or to his rune?
Nothing else then, eh?
He could
No.
stop talking to it if he just took off his clothes.
I don't understand why you guys just are not accepting your destiny of greatness that was foretold long ago. I mean, I pretty much have grown up with this, so I'm fine to just be like, yeah, sure, that sounds right.
After all,
Right.
You
Glitzick
guys-
is a god.
This one over here is naked. This one's talking to a rock, and this one's like, I need my sword. Just accept your destiny. We're all going to be great heroes. For either evil or good, who knows? But, great.
Right. Well, I'm very results driven myself. So if something jogs, by all means, let me know. Until then, well, you might not be the only one running around. So if that helps you recall anything, there's other items here that seem to be similar siblings, for lack of a better term. Anything?
Hmm.
The weird thing is that Zakar's had hers longest, right?
Glizzic,
No, that's not true, Glitzick.
Okay.
would you mind writing down that name you belted out there that no one's going to be able to recreate successfully?
Out of character, it's in chat.
Well,
I
will
copy.
Glizzic actually do it in character? Like write it
Well,
down.
Get out the chalk
Like it's the difference between
on the
someone
wall.
butchering a pronouncement and then like someone spelling out the name, and then maybe that person can be like, okay, yeah.
why
This
do
is-
you need it? it's
I'm in
my thing's name.
currently in the process of figuring out how linked these entities may be. I
If you
want to see
take
if
your
it
clothes off, we can do this without them hearing.
Oh, for God's sake! And Glizzic starts to disrobe as well. If it makes him happy and he shuts up, I'll do it. It's like, I'm also now in loincloth and a top hat.
You still hear
Yeah.
hear the voice though, Glitzick. So you better just get completely naked.
See, Kruger, see?
Perhaps mine was lucky enough to not be infused to clothing, but it's not in my clothing, Kruga. I think it's different for everyone.
You guys notice that
Um,
Glizzic is way more swole than he used to be. Like twice as much girth as what he had before.
So
Well,
instead of like hanging skin flaps, there's actually something in there now.
There's actually muscle there.
what he means
Mhm.
is
He
instead
has
of
a 4-pack.
instead of flab, he has the muscles now.
I think you have an infection, Glizzic.
This is some swelling inside there.
Not the bees.
So, yes or no, will you write it in text for me so I can at least attempt to pronounce it? Because I don't think you pronounced it correctly.
If you promise not to share it with anybody, because name's about power, and I don't want to like get on the wrong foot with this guy already.
Well, I'm going to tell a name to the one I'm talking to see if he recognizes him.
Okay. So
That's all.
I'll use some chalk on the ground so that we can, or wall or whatever, so that he can see the words, and we can wipe it off afterwards.
Okay. When it's in text,
Pinvak, Vadamin.
That's
That's
what I said.
I speak Draconic. Is that Draconic? Like a Draconic
Do
name?
you?
I do, actually. I don't think it's ever come up, but it's one of my 18 languages I know.
Roll me society, Razavir.
Oh, you aren't good at that. Oh well, we tried.
Yeah, wow. Good game, everyone. It ends here.
I don't know about you, but I got Destiny. The
I
staff
want a
tells me
hero
so.
point.
Ooh, a mythic point.
I want a mythic point.
You
Add
get to roll extra.
add 4 to that.
I
No.
am master, so
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. Well, guaranteed you're going to be high if you're adding 4.
That's just science.
Yes. Unfortunately, it tells you it was DC 40.
This only affects diplomacy
to
check.
get
Yeah.
a failure.
I mean, I assume all I'm really going to know is that it's a draconic name, since names aren't words, but taking a long, convoluted path just to figure out if this thing maybe knows something in another. Gotcha. So draconic, but like the old one that is difficult to really. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, let's test something real quick.
Probably,
I want to, since this thing is talking to my mind, I want to try to speak to it telepathically. Not really experienced in doing anything like that, so
what are you thinking to it?
um, I want to
I'm assuming
ask
you
it.
mean to your
Yeah, to
rune.
the little rune, yeah,
Okay.
or whatever's in it. I want to ask it if it is familiar with that name, the Klavtevok Voldemort thing. A sibling of yours? And going off the same train of thought, there, Zargan, the name that it introduced itself as that I've told the others
hmm
is also in that same dialect, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you
Is there a
want to
rough
roll
translation?
if you want to roll society again, you can try to translate it.
I will. Same roll without the bonus from a mythic point. Oh, ancient Dracon. I had to dust off that dialect.
High Gothic.
And I forget, did Kruga tell us the name he was told?
He said it out loud. Yeah.
Okay. Can I do the same thing with his?
I
Sure.
hand him chalk.
If in the event that it's
Kruger
unnecessary.
Kruger
He's
can't
already told us.
write. He'll just eat it.
It's just an X on the wall.
God, I
You're
didn't
saying?
roll anything better than a freaking 11 today.
You good with that 20? You good with the 5?
Yeah, I'm good with a 5. I care a little less about Kruga's because Kruga's not really dealing with it.
Get the spelling for Krugas?
All right. So, again, if your memory jogs, feel free to share what you may know. But this is all telepathic at this point. I've gone to thinking at my rock rather than speaking out loud. But you're a dragon, aren't you?
No, sir. I'm just a rock.
Mm,
That
Very,
is not the reply.
very curious names of all of the ones that we've heard so far, so seems you need to wake up a bit then. Well, keep me appraised of the situation.
Earth
You're
dragon, Earth dragon.
certainly far more curious than the last voice. They made themselves very much clear. Or at least their intent. Um, about talking to the rest of the folks here. All right, these voices may or may not be old, ancient dragons. Their names, at least, are very old dialect draconic. Emphasis on the may or may not, but it's the very coincidental naming nomenclature. That said, mm, they're very different at the very least. In that Glizik, apparently you've been speaking to yours for some time now, but Kruga and mine have only just woken up. Kruga, you may have there may be conversation for you to have with your gi. It seems to have taken up residence in it. Maybe worth a conversation. See what you can drag out of it. Mine is claiming to be very foggy headed, like waking up from a deep sleep. I've asked it to keep me appraised of anything it learns. It seems willing to do so, but yours, now that we know it's two separate things, you may have to work with yours individually.
And why would I want to wear it when it attempted to control me?
Well, I never said you had to wear it. You may be able to communicate with it without having to actually put it on. Oh, we don't know. This is unusual. Things that were not housing ain't some old conscious mind in it suddenly are. Glizzic,
Mm.
when you said you've been talking to your
Since Laciel and Ursiel got taken down, we had that big swarm of stuff come all around us after we killed them. Remember?
so very recently, a day.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but obviously, it's just magic stuff. I
Have
didn't
you?
figure I'd need to go over it with you guys because you don't magic.
It's not to say the subject isn't at least interesting. Have you
Mm.
given it any thought? How something like that? Were they? Was your friend there dormant in the staff for the long time, and then that's woke it up, or was it more of a possession sort of thing? Do you think?
Well, it's a type of thing where we added some magic to the items when we were inside the big skull tower when we touched that liquid, and that kind of infused them a bit. And then, now that we had some big magic by blowing up some bosses, then it just gave them a little bit more sentience, kind of.
So
But I
you
think
think
they've been
that
there since we touched the liquid.
Yes, mine has had a lot more sentences since that happened.
Exactly. And I think the more stuff that we take down, the more they're going to wake up and be more talkative too.
so you think they've always existed in these items then?
Well, since we got the blue stuff,
Do you think they were already there or they are the blue stuff?
I think the blue stuff is the magic that is them, and they're residing in our items.
So like a possession from that point.
Yeah,
But
but I think that they were a spirit that maybe was in the water or whatever, and they've just were sleeping for a while, and then when we touched them with our whatever, they kind of went into that, and that's where they're kind of like hanging out, living. Does that make sense?
Like an anchor to something we use. Yorgi Kruga, was that the
Speaking of anchors,
yeah, was that the what's the best way to say it? Most expensive magical item you owned at the time? Or was it like regular beforehand?
I had runes implanted in it.
But beyond that, it was just a regular gi before then?
Yes, it was given to me by an elven woman who is a part of the same group.
Nafibdala.
Yes. I
I
believe that my hand wraps, as far as money I've put into them, are more expensive.
I can definitely tell you that my staff, where it's residing, is not that expensive. It's one of the first magic items I got when we were started out as a group of young guys, but several months
Hmm.
ago.
Was that the is it similar to you, Kruga? That gi, that was your gi, yes? That was the one he's been wearing forever, right?
He
That's
no,
his
he won
first
that.
monk duel, yeah.
He won that in his first fight against the Gi from Guy. Remember?
What was that,
Yeah.
level 8, if I remember correctly?
Yep, when you beat Guy.
Yeah, and I made money.
This is sort of up your lane here, Glizzic, but you think perhaps they tethered to something that was significant to us at the time? This runestone is the Wellspring rune is the center point of my research.
But it's not just a center point of your research; it's part of you. Just like his martial arts, her sword work, my magic, your alchemy. Right? It's key to the center of what we are, rather than just an item.
An object of import.
Yeah.
Damorin has shown me things when I first got him.
Maybe we should go get your sword.
Did yours also speak of destiny?
Of prophecy, at least.
It's in your notes, Zakara. If you don't know, if you don't,
Quick
if you don't
question.
remember,
It's been
I
60
don't remember
episodes.
from a year or two ago.
Quick question, Zargan, since I guess I would have had no way of knowing beforehand. Is Dameron also the same naming nomenclature, or is it something
not at
different?
all.
Okay. Well, I mean, the sword was created more recently, ish. That's my guess. So maybe that's why. But uh, quick question,
Yep.
Zakata. Is Demorin always referred to itself as Demorin, or is that simply a name the people who made the weapon, would have given it?
Has it ever introduced itself by name?
I'm Demorin, also known as.
It's the name that the catfolk legend called it.
Right. I guess my question is, like, has it ever given her, like, yeah, Demorin is my superhero name? You know?
His real name is just
Puts on
Morin.
glasses.
It, it,
When everyone
it,
talks
Yeah,
about, like,
Demorin is the Superman
Morin,
to, what's the
Clark Kent.
Clark name? Yeah.
Clark Dent.
Anything of that sort?
I was Zargan, I was thinking it did, but I can't remember.
You can ask it if you do not recall. You're going to get it anyway.
This is a long walk to her stuff.
Well, I've been very far away from her.
We
You got-
must be taking goblin steps. I'm just saying.
you guys stopped as Kruger started talking to the air. Then Raz started talking to the air. Then Kruger got all naked like and started dancing.
What's the it's all been done in text. What's the demeanor of the voice mine is presenting? Does it sound like calm and friendly, or does it sound more like puckish, or
Intellectual and stuck up.
there was a little bit of cheeky bastard in that text. So I'm curious, like Glizzik says his sound, you said it sounded friendly, right?
Yes, mine sounds knowledgeable and erudite.
You can't really tell, Raz. It's kind of bouncing all over the place for you. 1 minute it seems kind of stuck up-ish, and next time it's kind of humorous. Then it's kind of like honest and truthful. Then
I think you got mine and I got yours.
You stuck a fey in my rock.
I didn't stick nothing in anything, sir. You have no proof of that. Nobody saw a thing.
Maybe it's a gnome.
Maybe we need to go back and get you a new one. We dip it in the water again, get a different spirit.
The water was gone. You guys consumed it.
I'll say there was a moment there when there was that brief moment of like, if it had always been there all along, where Raz immediately thought of some interesting implications for what that meant, like if the Wellspring Rune was powered by something that was in the rock. But if Glizzik's theory is correct, then it probably showed up after the fact.
You can sense motive to see if I'm just talking out my ass or really know what I'm talking about.
I am the worst one to sense motive in this group, I'm sure. So I have an easier time convincing other people what my right answer is and getting them to believe that than believing whether or not they're actually telling the truth.
Can I just say that I'd like to take the lesson of the fruit from the Underdark tree and apply it to the blue ley line magic and wonder what would have happened if someone had tried to drink all the pools themselves rather than sharing them one per person.
What about Galgrim and all the fruit?
Exactly. I mean, someone else tried to just be like up all the water. What sort of monstrosity would we
I'll give
have?
you a hint. Look at my camera.
Boom.
I mean, I just figured that's how you make something like a Yggdrasil. Big old world tree. Yeah, fun fact out there, there's a Galgrim is out there probably with a voice in his head right now too. No wonder he just bailed on us. The dude went insane.
He's listening to voices and wandering off again.
He probably got the lusty satyr.
No, that's him.
Now,
I mean,
Actually,
possession complete.
I
that actually
mean,
sounds like a fun tavern to visit sometime.
he did develop hooves.
Hotel.
Can't take those off.
So, interesting developments. This is certainly not where I thought that was going initially. Like I showed you overheard the last time something was talking to all of us in our heads, it then tried to kill us shortly after. It would still be on guard until we know more. Glissic, you have an extra day on the rest of us. Has it told you anything more than we've already learned? It's
Well,
really only mine has mentioned that we're to help a hero save the world, and that's about all I've gotten out of it. It has dodged just about anything else, or cannot remember.
I mean, first off, he said that you guys should give me all your money, so we have it in one location. And then after that, he said, "Give me all your magic items." Are you believing what I'm saying yet?
Hmm.
Basically, we said we were going to talk later about it, but taking out monsters like we just did in the temple that used to be Orcus, if you know what I mean, could probably help strengthen them further. And I said, that's great because, we kill monsters all the time in that. So eventually you guys will just get powered up, from doing that because that's in our plans. I mean, we got Bibble Bloop coming up next in her underwater grotto.
All right, makes a bit of sense then. Woken up enough to shake off enough to know that's more juice, more power.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that Kruger killed the first one, even though I did see her teleport away a little bit at the end. He definitely defeated her and stuff came out of her. And then she hit like a button or something or a rock or some device and teleported away
Wait,
for
she
Ur-
escaped?
yeah,
Yeah,
for
the first
Ursula.
one escaped.
You guys didn't see that? Ursula. When she fell down, she pulled something out of her whatever chest area and was like and hit it and she just zoom,
We
teleported
got
out.
we got the cinematic end to her.
Yeah.
I
You should have
believe
went for the head, Kruger. Oh, he's gone.
I believe I was trying to kill you all at that time.
Yeah,
Sure,
you were.
you were facing the other direction, so yeah, it probably would have been hard to see,
I think specifically on that turn was right before you stabbed me.
one of many times. But that was right when Kruger. I was just telling Fable. I was just telling them right before when you defeated Ursil, as she went prone to the ground and all that black stuff came out of you, turned cyan in color and went into you, like in your gi and stuff like that.
Hmm.
She pulled something out of her like chesticles and like hit it and like teleported out of there, like how Greenneck Amberjack did.
Mm.
So, but Lassiel, I didn't see that, and I was looking for it then because I was like, "Wow, this lady might be doing the same thing," but she just went down to the floor.
God,
Uh,
with all
but
the
then again, all that black stuff came out of her, went into me, into my staff specifically, and turned cyan in color when it did.
Were there no bodies?
I believe it was
No,
Ash.
just a little
Larkin.
bit of ash
Yeah,
from those two. The other ones left like bones and skeletal remains and stuff.
I believe I asked to grab a little bit of the ash just for the future. I don't remember if we did or not.
If you did, it
Just
next
for making magical items with it or
right, but
whatever.
if you did, the next time you check whatever you put it in, it's
Gone.
all gone. Yep,
Okay.
it disintegrated.
I'm a hoarder. What can I say?
Well,
You're a whore. You're right.
Hotel.
everything we've learned here. I think we should get Zakara to her weapon, see if she can pull some more information. If there's a similar situation here after her exposure to the ley line there. That was like the freaking arcane juice that we absorbed. That was basically ley line, right?
Yeah.
That's what you guys are assuming.
See if Zakara has a new guest, same guest, a freshly awakened guest. At this point, you would be the one with the most time spent with it. At this point, I'm not sure. Let's just get you to your weapon.
He's only spoken to me when I first claimed him.
He didn't speak to you. You just
Well,
had the vision.
had visions. I guess his message, I just saw it in my mind. I didn't hear it.
Correct.
Maybe he's a bit more chatty today. You haven't exactly had an opportunity to contact him. You were indisposed.
Apparently, he talked to Kruga.
We'll see what happens when we put the blade back in the kitty's paw.
He tried to do something to me as well.
In fairness, when you're a magical item and somebody else grabs you, you don't want grabbing you. You'd probably do something about it too if you could.
I
Punch
could
him.
not.
Right. Let's go get Sakara her weapon back and maybe just have a chat with yours, Kruga, see where it gets you. And not sure if you ought to put it on. I know it made you do something there against your will, but it seems they have different personalities. They're not the same creature, at the very least. If anything, hopefully, they could be useful tools. They seem to want to do all the same thing that we were already, well, getting visions of. And we are collecting quite a cadre list of folks who are escaping us before we can actually kill them. I don't know much about Thursiel herself, but Grunek will come back as soon as he has the opportunity.
So the question I have is that who was the boss in that encounter, Laciel or Ursiel?
Kruga.
Both. Both.
They both had different abilities according to the Forsaken letter or whatever that we had translated.
They were, yeah, they are both Forsaken.
It sounds like they're both under whoever the leader of the Forsaken is.
Well,
The real leader is Kruga.
He just doesn't remember he's the big bad.
Exactly.
I was gonna go with Glizzik.
Shh, tell no one it's the noodle.
The final boss is Party versus Kruga.
Mhm.
I still call shenanigans on her teleporting away without a check.
You had to check to see it. You didn't make it.
I was the only one that made it.
No,
Ev-
not to see it. Like I had her grabbed. Like I have a ability called Inescapable Grasp. Like if they try to use a teleportation spell or effect, they have to do a flat check.
you should
I've,
get your money back. It's definitely escapable.
I'm going to check the naming on that.
as long as what they do is a certain type of action.
No, it just says teleportation spell or effect.
Maybe it wasn't teleport then.
Contingency.
There are
Mhm.
other things that move you from place to place.
I don't believe you.
Well, of course you don't. You can barely spell your name.
Remember the button my mom gave us? It was that kind of thing, right? Do I still have that button, don't I?
No,
Damn it.
like she would leave that with you.
I know.
That's right. Only Kruger can touch your mom's button.
Giggity. Gotta find it.
All right, you
When she
guys go back up to wherever you stored all of Sakara's gear. Having this discussion on the way. It's like probably a chest. It's all your stuff's in there, Zakara.
I will.
All your money's missing.
Better not be. I know exactly how much I had.
And now,
You
like
would.
every bad video game, you have to individually re-equip all this
Yeah,
stuff.
right?
Yep. 3 hours later, she's still working on her 27 daggers.
I just ran into that in Rogue Trader, except it actually did the good thing where it's like, oh, you get all your stuff back and it's automatically equipped. I was like, thank God. Because doing that to 6 people would be torture.
As you pick up your sword, Zakara,
It just says, you have an orc infestation.
You have one message.
You got voicemail?
Kruger, did you ever put the name of your
he did
relic thing in chat? What the hell is it?
way up top. It was the first thing.
I never wrote it in chat.
Yeah, you
He
did.
just said it.
No, you have it sent to me, but I never wrote it down.
No?
No,
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
we were looking for it.
I'm just putting it in my notes. Trying to anyway.
Would Crooked know how to spell that? Because like he's currently not on speaking terms with his gi.
I mean, you knew what it said. I'm not
Alright,
too.
sorry. I just want to put something in my notes.
If you ask Kruger, he wouldn't write anything down because he doesn't know. He would say it called itself Baknehan.
If you put the gi back on, it can control you and make you write it.
And if I put my hands around your throat, I can suffocate you until you die.
I didn't say that in character.
Dibs on her stuff.
Joke's on you. She's undead now. She doesn't even need to breathe.
Oh, by the way, Krieger, when you touch her, you take damage, and now you're drained.
Hmm.
I put it in
And
chat
there's
for you guys.
some sort of sticky spikes on her with poison on them.
Fuck that guy.
Compliments of Professor Prickly.
Since Kruger didn't talk much more with it, we don't know its fancy little title after, do we? Like Glizzik's Staff of the Cold North. The translation.
I didn't give you a translation. Where'd you find this translation?
Oh, I knew it. But I didn't know Kruger's because I didn't roll high enough.
Like, we don't know this translation.
Then you may disregard.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
All right, so we're still going to get her thing or whatever. Are we inside or climbing a tower or what?
No, you're in a different room, and she's putting her gear on and stuff, and she has her sword in her hand, and she kind of grabs it and kind of stops for a moment.
Can I use prestidigitation to make a spotlight over her and the wind kind of whip up a little bit like Harry Potter grabbing a wand?
Sure.
It's, I mean, we're in Mythic. Come on, you know. Roll a performance.
Meanwhile, a mostly naked orc is just standing there with his arms crossed.
He says he has many names. Dameron is one of them.
All right. Ask him if he has any ancient draconic dialect variations. That seems to be the common line here so far.
Valak Tuvan.
Valak Tuvan.
Yeah, that.
Hey, Bio, when you get all of them all nice and neat, can you maybe drop them in general for
Don't
us?
do it.
No.
That's right. Make them take their own notes.
Come on.
20 gold.
How about I answer correctly and give you a hero point?
Nah. 20 gold worth more to me. Ah, I did not spell that right.
How about if he tells you the undead's names from the bottom of the skull tower for a third time?
I'll play that game.
What
We'll
about
see
the
who
darkness? Who was
survives.
at that battle? Hey, there was this throne that I peed on. You got to get a name for that thing too.
I think it's the pissing throne.
It's the throne of high urine.
I take a crack at interpreting that one.
Sure.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna keep continuing this trend. No, I'm not spending a mythic.
All right.
Just checking to see if it rings any bells. Yep.
Well, I guess see what else you can pull out of it, Zakara.
Like a rabbit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe start and did it wake up recently, sort of thing. We'd imagine if it hasn't been talking to you at this point and now is, it's probably going to have a similar tale here.
Wah-ha-ha.
You want to know when he awakened?
What was that? I only heard like half of it.
Oh. Um, you wanted to know when he awakened?
Something to that effect. Does he remember much of our adventuring, or only through what, yesterday? Recently? Whenever Glizzik said that he started having a chat with his on the regular. Coherent enough to realize what was going on with it.
That was yesterday for Kruga.
Apparently only since yesterday as well, but that's to
Mhm.
be expected.
Well, unless if Kruger decides to speak with his and learns anything more than what we've already learned, then I think that's about the extent of what we'll learn from now. Seems like they're all just waking up, with lack of a better term. Curious development, though.
Kruga's never put him on his gi again. He's gonna walk through all the adventures naked.
It's a choice.
With the power of Drakeheart, what will really change?
You start making lots of like leather bands and bracelets for him to wear.
He needs more piercings.
Kruger will pull out his gi and set it on. I'm sure there's some table or something in here.
Sure.
Now that you've had your time out.
Kruger will just like look at, like, he won't even be touching the gi. He'll just look at all the table and say, "Speak."
Now I don't wanna.
Nothing.
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 You got the petty one.
Just like him.
Everyone else is like had to like is touching theirs whenever they're talking to it, though, right?
Touching, holding, whatever. Yeah.
Hands, touching hands, reaching
Touching
in.
penises.
Kruko will reach over and touch
That
it and say, "Speak."
I'm here if you need to talk.
You know, since Dameron spoke to Kruga, if we touch everyone's items at once, we could probably speak to them all at once.
don't cross the streams.
It'll
You
be
want a
like Voltron.
Voltron? Let's go.
No, Galgrim's not here. You need all 5.
Uh,
Yeah. So we're missing one leg. We'll be fine.
I don't know if I consider him my leg. Maybe like a pinky.
Kruger will say, "Understand this. You do not command me." If you ever attempt to control me again, you will find yourself at the bottomless depths of the ocean.
Nuh-uh, I float.
Only the best lead brick for him.
I do not care if the world is lost if it takes someone controlling me to save it.
No one talk about fate with Kruga. He's not ready for that philosophical discussion. Fate, destiny, sports, all these things are off topic with Kruga.
I thought with all the sailing you did that you'd be a fan of water sports, Kruger.
The problem is he's too much a fan.
We still have only like what 9 days to get back to see Mother's Grotto though. As you see a little bit of twitching inside Glizzik's chest from his half of Greg the Lobster.
Is that thing gonna burst out of you?
I certainly hope not. That's why I plan on going. I'd like you guys to go with me if possible.
If you like lift up your shirt, is there just an imprint of half a lobster
It's-
pushing against your ribcage?
It's like somehow in the movies, sometimes you'll see the hand of the baby going across the mom's stomach like that, but it's the claw going across. How much does Kane remember of the layout for down there? Would it be good for us to take her with us? Because she was down there for what, almost a year? Or does she maybe not want to go back? Bad memories. What do you think?
I'm sure she has nothing but the most pleasant memories from being down there.
She had her kid down there.
Truth.
No NPC will be accompanying you guys on your next adventure. Because I hate you all.
Is it gonna reply to me, or it's just being quiet, little baby?
What did you say? I'm trying to
I
reply to 4 people at once.
Oh, I said I do not care if the world is
Mm.
lost if it requires you controlling me to save it.
Raz, I got another name for you.
Thus Roda.
What, for Kruga?
Before the comma. Hey, Kruga, I know you're naked, but did you have your chest around here somewhere? Because we had the pearl in there, right?
I'm sure it's
My
in his backpack.
my staff might know that pearl. So I'm just saying,
It's not in your backpack, it's in that chest.
the
I
one
thought I
that you
had the
could.
backpack or the chest in my backpack.
Oh, possibly, but it's inside the chest, not
Yeah.
Inside a chest that's in a backpack that's on an orc's back.
inside a black hole.
There's a hole, there's a hole.
There's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
uh, do you want me to reply in text, or I don't know how you want to do this? Because I'm fine with just saying it out loud. Because Krugo will probably never take this to not out loud speak.
You know you can speak with your brain, right? I also don't have to speak with my brain, and they still understand it.
You can speak without your brain. You do not control me.
Now I'm not gonna.
Everyone's thinking.
You're thinking loudly.
No, I was asking if you wanted me to put it in text or just say it out loud for keeping track of all of this that's going on, apparently.
So obviously Kruger's not taking any notes.
I'm taking notes.
Stupid Yi.
Throw Gi in ocean.
Goshen.
The key pulls a little tab on itself and turns into a life jacket. You're not getting rid of me that easily.
You seem to know more than these other old dragons. Why is that?
Said it might be dragons, but all right.
Who are you saying that to?
I'm saying it out loud, but specifically to the Gi.
Okay.
I'm just mumbling.
Well, do you know who this hero is you speak of? Cougar will kind of look over at Zakara. and then back over to the gi. Have you heard the names of these other awoken?
Shouldn't run around naked all the time, Kruger.
uh, my next response, and I'll just say it. It's fine. Uh, this one, and he'll kind of point to Raz. He doesn't know if it can see, but it seems to have some sort of awareness. Has a rock that contains Ogium Pogon. This one, pointing to Glizik, his staff contains Klavtin Vak Vodamin. And this one points over to Zakara. Her sword contains Valak Tuvan. What do these names mean to you?
Don't forget to tell him about Tuvla Del Naj.
Omelette du fromage.
Parlez-vous français?
Voulez-vous essayer avec moi?
What
Le
about the
quoi?
name Tuvla Del Naj? Are you not all tools, considering that you are inside of these items instead of your own being?
Now, he can do philosophical.
Well, yeah, he knows all about poetry of a certain type.
What does your name mean in a tongue I would understand? Or what title do you hold?
He's just a baby.
Do you agree not to attempt to control me again? That is the only way I will ever wear this gi.
He agrees. Next time it won't be an attempt.
Is this the part where I cast message and be like, yeah, sure, I do, buddy, no problem?
Then we
Damn
shall see where
superstitious
this
orc.
partnership can take us. And Kruger will begin to don the gi again.
Uncle Zik still has his off.
Yeah, Glizik already got dressed, I believe. Glizik's more of an exhibitionist.
Apparently, the spirit in my gi believes you to be some sort of hero, Zakara. You're the only one who wields a blade.
That's interesting. I would have been under the impression it thinks that each of us are the heroes to those items.
Mine did mention an aiding the hero, though they did not give much more than that. Ruga's found out more than I learned.
Because he's smarter than you, Raz.
Clearly.
It makes sense given what we know of the history of your blade and what you have told us of it before. And the fact that my spirit believes that there is an army of dead that must be vanquished.
Army of undead led by the Forsaken.
Did you hear that, spirit? Did you hear that, Baknehan? And does the Forsaken mean anything to you?
Some point in the future, this is going to get very difficult for me. Remembering
Well,
which, who knows what.
they're secretly all one hive mind.
We are Venom.
We are Glizzic.
Yes.
Then maybe you will remember more when I vanquish more foes. I think we joined the Mandalorians and said this is the way.
Tell it you have spoken.
I am not sure mine will have any more information unless you have a specific question to ask it.
Not unless it might know more about how it ended up in that gi in the first place, but we have a theory. That's about it.
A game theory.
We have a theory. Sweet. What is it?
Blue magic juice.
Ah, well, at least it's blue.
Possession juice.
Possession juice. Is that something you can make as one of your daily things, or what?
Mhm.
You take blue goblins and you squish them in a blender. You get blue juice.
Just
Haven't
put
you
it
ever
in.
haven't you ever wanted to know what it's like to be part of a hive mind? Well, with enough ants squished, I figured out how to do it.
You have to snort them though.
Putting little Elitha tadpoles in our mutagen collars, are you?
That's not where
Making
they're
hive
supposed to
mind.
go in.
Not as far as you know, Glizzic.
Talk to me again about the suppository I'm supposed to use.
Can we run through the how-to on this thing again real quick?
I'm not sure it's supposed to go up there. Things just come out of there. Can we look at the pearl, Kruga? Just to show it to them and see if they recognize it? Because mine kind of like has a name that it might be. Some sort of item that's important.
I can pull it out, but Bach believes that it is just the name of a tool.
Too easy. I'll let that one pass. But can we see it?
The pearl's a tool. Kruger's a tool.
Yeah, I'll pull out the chest and get the pearl out.
All right, you pull out the little chest, open up. The large chest appears. You open it up, and the pearl's sitting there, wrapped in whatever you guys wrapped it in.
I'll pick it up and I will unwrap it without touching it.
And how do you
And
do that?
I mean, like I'm gonna hold it like with the cloth in there, and I'm gonna kind of like let the cloth like fall away so that my palm like still has a cloth in between it and the pearl.
Okay.
Does this seem familiar?
Let's see.
Mine was aware of me, it claimed, but not much else at the time. I'm not sure if his is any more awake.
I am holding the Tuvla Del Naj.
Fallon?
Alan, what? What about Ishi?
It is something that it is a black pearl that has given us glimpses into potential futures before, or in my case, allowed an unwanted visitor to speak to me. Much like you.
My guy, since he can't see, he just senses that I'm here. They don't have eyes, so they might not be able to recognize it.
Can I push the orb up against my gi?
You can.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I was asking mine earlier if they touched the orbit, they'd get visions.
Nothing. Nothing seems to happen, Kruger.
While it's also touching the gi, I'm going to put my hand on it.
You know, as soon as we started down this track, I knew where you fuckers were going.
So you got it all prepared, right?
No, I don't.
So when he does that, should we all touch our things to it at the same time?
Yep, whip it out, Dizzy, and touch Kruger with it. Nothing happens, Kruger.
Kruger, you feel a light touch of something cool on your shoulder.
You wish.
Cooldown.
I don't know how long it's been.
It's been a while, but I
The
don't think
5th
it's
of
been.
Sunzeb.
Since when?
The 5th of Sunzeb.
Look at that note taker.
Actually, your note.
And how long ago was that?
Well, it's currently planting.
It's the 9th of planting,
That's like at least a month.
at least.
Try 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the little week.
Holidays, the festivals.
Oh yeah, we had the whole like downtime in between.
Yeah, you had a little bit of time, like 4 months or so.
But nothing when I touch it.
Nope. Just feels smooth and cool.
No busy signal.
Nope.
Maybe the tool is not working right now. I'll wrap it back up and put it in the box.
Okay. Ask again next session.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to shake it to see what response it would give me.
Yep.
Mhm.
Suddenly, the pearl turns into a sphere of annihilation as Kruger holds it. Oops.
I don't think Krug is pulling back out of that one.
Mini black hole. Yeah, I wasn't ready for the conversation this evening to go through that in that direction. What a surprise. Am I ever 100% ready for you guys?
Our calendar shows 21, 25.
Nah, that should have been 26. I know I changed it once, but fixed. So what next? For our band of slowly going insane heroes.
Mm-hmm. If there's nothing too much more to learn, at least for the time being, we have something else that requires some attention, right? We got a baby lobster trying to burst out of Glizzik's chest if we don't do
To the,
something.
to the airship mobile.
It's only Glizzik. I mean, does it really matter? There's a lot of
As he's
goblins around.
proven repeatedly, goblins are interchangeable.
Ass cat, word cat, bobcat. Let's go. Chop, chop. Good. Let's get this baby in the air.
What about Mepcat?
They're already up there. Cat's up there too.
All right, you guys hopping on the airship and heading out?
Like a fetus.
Nasty.
Yeah. Probably should help Glizzik make good on his deal, but he owes us on this one.
What? What for?
We didn't tell you to eat the lobster.
I had to do it to get Kanye. Besides,
And look how
today
well
I
that
have
turned
water
out
breathing.
after her most recent Twitter rant.
She lost her deal with Adidas. I
Again.
have two things of water breathing 4th level, so it should cover us just in case.
And I've got backups.
Hmm.
Backups.
Yes.
Got the what's it called? The freaking water breathing bubble thing.
Golden Thorn has no backup.
Gillyweed.
It is not Gillyweed.
Bubblehead charm.
Looking for it right now. Where the hell did
Bubblehead
that go?
Charm is close. I
Oh,
think
that's what it was. Sea Touch Elixir now gives water breathing as of level
you
12.
meant
C-Tech Astronomy.
Shadow Essence. So and just give that to them to drink, and they'll be
Yeah.
and they'll be fine.
We will not care about moving.
It has never hurt anyone before, so
Or
Right.
breathing.
I don't think we've gotten a poison to work once this whole campaign.
Well, the rules for them have changed a lot since we started too. And to be honest, you made a bunch of poisons and gave them to your thief who never really used them.
I didn't think they would work against
Hmm.
undead.
Maybe they're undead poison. Try it on Ferris.
Ah, there it is. Oxygen ooze.
Oh, I could have used it against them.
You could have.
I don't
See?
know. They're probably undead, and if they
No,
weren't, they probably had like a plus 42 fortitude.
he meant you guys.
I mean, the only one Krug and I have a pretty good chance of making the DC. Blizik, I don't know what his fortitude is.
Too.
Great. 23.
He's a god. What do you expect?
Swole Zik is quite thick.
So Blizik would have like a 50-50 shot of failing.
I'm sure my fortitude is by far the worst.
It is. It's kind of funny.
Well, rogues have to be at least mediocre at something. But they're not bad at anything either, so.
Wow, yeah. Oh, my little dog's barking at something outside moving that she really probably can't see because she's dumb as a rock. It's probably a leaf. Or it's one of the cats in the house, so. Alright, you guys hopping on the airship and heading out?
Yep.
Alright.
We
You guys,
craft on the airship.
I guess. We're not doing another downtime, Zakara. You just had like 6 months of it.
I know, and I didn't finish.
Well, you shouldn't have built so much stuff for everyone else. Alright. As before, when you guys went to the grotto, it'll be about 6 days on the airship.
I can talk about that later.
Yeah. So let me roll some dice. Alright. If you guys wish to change any of your spells and or potions for the morning of the day that you'll go to the grotto, go ahead and do it now.
I think we're good.
I'll be swapping out the silver tongue for something, but otherwise, I believe this is good.
Just so you guys know, the free potions for the day for me, I got 2 extra potions of flying.
I would like
We're not paying that ferryman this time.
I would like my hit points back,
No.
Who took them?
Kruga.
I punch her every day.
Put that back where it came from, Marcel. Help me.
Boom, boom, boom.
Alrighty. Late afternoon on day 6, you guys arrive in the rough area of the grotto.
The only change is I'm not doing a silver tongue. Instead, I'm making a second Dracart, one going to Glizik.
Okay.
I will change my previous thing I sent to you.
I can make a quick change here in my notes. I made the change.
So did I.
All right, you guys are over the spot where you think you need to be. What are you doing? Just jumping off the ship and falling a couple hundred feet to the water, or
And I'm free.
Yep.
crew goes free, being pushed off the airship?
This is what we did to my dad.
Except it wasn't over
Um,
water.
You have
Glizz-
the what were they called? The talismans.
Snap leaf.
Yeah, if you need them.
I mean, you can use those. You can like go down to the water.
I've just used my broom to fly down to the water.
We're in
Oh
a
yeah.
sky ship, Zargan, not a ship.
I
But
didn't say you
we
go down and land on the water. I said you could go down to the water.
but we can. We established a long time ago. I thought that it can actually sit on water, right?
I
If
think
we
so.
wanted to.
We did that last time. I can't
I
remember.
thought we did it at Hildesfort at one point.
On water, yes, but not on land.
Right.
Because you would crush all the important stuff.
I don't know. People down there aren't that important to me.
You guys landing in the water, or what's the plan?
We'll get low enough to the water to get down into it without
Yeah, without hurting ourselves.
dying. And are you doing water breathing before we go in or after we?
I can. It's gonna last a while. It's like till the next daily prep or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time.
To 4th level. It's either 8 hours or it's till next daily prep.
All right, you casting on everyone, Glizzic?
Yep, just looking it up here. Let's see. Do I have to do anything to people? Affect water breathing, it says. All right, we target some folks. Combat to
You
record.
don't have to put that on them right now.
Okay,
I
I will
mean,
not.
as
But
long
yes.
as we know, yeah.
Yep, I cast. I have 2 versions of it, so for the slots.
Gotcha. All right, you
There's
guys
that.
bring the airship down fairly low. Glizzic anoints you each with some magic yellow liquid, and you guys hop into the water and head down.
It's Goblin P.
I knew that. Takes you about 15, 20 minutes to actually locate the right spot. It's not super hard, but it's that giant statue on the seafloor again. You guys swim down and go
The one with
down.
the nice eyes.
Well,
Okay.
what was that?
The one with the nice eyes.
Yes,
Yep.
the pretty shiny eyes worth lots of money, yes.
You guys go down, follow the tunnel through, come up in the
Cabin
oh
with the ship
yes, and
where,
head through the passages.
where Vala stole that last slave that we had saved.
He would never do that.
He wandered off with it. I said, "Where's the slave?" He said, "Oh, he left with Valis a while ago." What?
He didn't wander off.
The slave wandered off.
No, Valis took him somewhere.
I believe the word is absconded that we're looking for.
Possibly. Hey, Valis needed another undead minion. All right, you guys take the correct passages down. You enter the grotto once more. You kind of ignore the temple in the center there, since you've been there before, and head directly around it up to where the palace is. As you arrive up at the doors into the palace, they see you. They seem to recognize at least a couple of you. They open the doors and escort you in to see the priest prince. As you guys approach him on his throne, ah, Glizzic the Goblin. So glad that you heed my call.
Do a
It
nice
is
little bow.
it is time for you to repay your debt.
What you got, sir?
My consort, Tiguga, has been taken. I need you to recover her and return her to me unharmed. Her location is currently unknown, but we have an agent seeking that information currently. You will travel to the human town of Highport. There you will visit a dockside tavern known as the Rusty Rapier. Inside you will find Damon Turgalt, who should have the information by now. You have 28 days to free my consort and return her to me.
Could have just told us.
What?
This meeting could have been an email.
Could have been a sending spell. I mean, come on.
You don't
Shorten
think
that.
you don't think rollers actually cast their own spells, do you?
No, we got guys for that.
They do. They have you for this.
And do we know where Highport is, Zorgan? In
One of you
relation
might.
to like the rest of the map here? I thought for sure the tavern was going to be the Lusty Satyr.
Named for its half dwarf, half satyr owner.
When you guys are like trying to figure out like you know where it is, Kruga pulls out this like piece of parchment and he like kind of holds it in his hand in front of him and he like points to it and be like, it is right here.
Raz, he's got a map, Raz. I'm tapping him on the shoulder.
Accountable, yeah, it's just all for show. It's just a
He's-
blank piece of paper. He's just pointing at
He's been
over my head so I can't
out
see.
on you.
When you guys actually take a look at the map, it is not like a map
map.
as Raz would want to see.
It just has 2 dots on it, doesn't it?
It has the rough outline of the area north of Invictus, like as land structures, like major cities, things along those lines, and Highport is on there.
You drew it.
It's just like
Yes,
in charcoal.
No, it's in chalk. So it is north of Invictus.
definitely could have been an email.
But then I can't make you run all over the world and waste time.
Does he really want his concept? Is this just like a going through the motion sort of thing? But if she ends up dying, so like, yeah, don't get her killed. But if she dies, then well, it definitely didn't help my odds by having them come here first, sort of thing.
I
Do you know
mean,
how
if you can't return her unharmed to him within 28 days, I guess Glizik will find out.
do you know how long it's gonna take for her to escort walk all the way back down here from up there?
It's
Frickin'
gonna take
thrall, move your ass.
how many days to go there and come back?
Well, it took us 6 days to get here, and it took me a couple days to get up there to Thuringwald that Kruger was at, and that's near the neighborhood of it, Kruger.
Where is it in relation to Thullingrad?
I can think it was Thuringia in Germany.
So on like the northeast coast.
Okay. It is. I'm assuming, given its proximity, it is a part of that, like the greater nation, essentially, up there.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, should be fine. You got friends up there, right? That you were going to visit before when you went on your walkabout quest.
My walkabout.
Here's a much better version of Kruger's crappy map, but
Kruger would let you know that he basically did this rough drawing from a temple in Hildfer, the temple of what is that? Farlange? I don't know how to pronounce that.
well,
Ah,
pronounce it however you want, Kruger.
the desolation, desolation of the
Ah,
coffee stain on the map. Okay, that's not terribly far out of the way, right?
Well, the part that says the desolation was where we were with the skull tower,
Yeah.
and Pickney or whatever that is just north of Lark Point, so it's just up the coast from us. So it shouldn't be horrible.
Yeah, but how long will it take us to get to Highport? Because we're just going there to meet a contact who knows where we're actually supposed to go, right?
Supposedly, yes.
So we still don't even know where we're going to be coming back from. Hopefully not too far from Highport, I'd imagine. But
All depends
uh,
on how you guys want to head that way.
well, that's what How far is it going to take us to fly to Highport from where we are?
Well,
How long?
if you fly direct, it won't be all that far.
Well, we can see
About
land for some of it.
well, I mean, only if you flew direct and you actually stay on course, only 4 or 5 days.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. I can always, with the next daily preparation, do no direction so we know which way is north for sure. And just kind of keep to the coast as we go up, and then just straight across the water.
Well, if we're on the clock, we should get a move on.
All right.
I'd rather have more time than less time
We have
to
a
accomplish
we have
wherever we have to go.
a doom clock for Glizzik's chest burster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vlad called. He says
But-
for a job, he gives you drop stuff.
But just remember, the most important thing there, Raz, the doom clock's only above Glizzik's head, not yours.
Oh
Right.
yeah, of course.
I don't know. Letting Glizik die is probably a new experience for Raz.
I mean, I've seen a lot of goblins die, but I haven't seen any self-proclaimed immortal goblins die.
From a lobster person from their chest.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've seen a lot of goblins die.
Hey, don't make fun of Greg.
First of his name, long may he reign.
Right. All right. Razavir, I need you to roll me a couple rolls here. I'm
It's because I'm
assuming.
flying. Is this because I'm flying the ship? It's not my fault. Kruger
Yep,
came up with something to drink, and it turned out to be basically gasoline.
because you're flying the ship, sir.
Because you're deciphering Kruger's map.
Well, that's why there's a negative. All right. Let me find the right stat. All righty.
When we're flying back that way, Kruger will kind of make sure he gets everyone together to talk to them. And he'll basically kind of like sit everyone down and say, when we get to these lands, you should know that these people are
Wonderful.
extremely strict in their rules. And though, how much do you know of the government where we are going?
Aren't
I
they
had to,
like
I had to put it
undead?
on a rank between like 0 and like I don't know, some arbitrary number, like 30. I'd say my knowledge of society is like somewhere about a 24. Pretty good. Can I roll to see what I might know about High Point, Zargan?
High Point, where's that?
Or in High You know what I mean?
High guard?
No, we're not playing
Highland?
Traveler. High Port. You can roll.
Oh, hello to you too. Yeah, I'll keep it because I might need it for the ship. And
You
we're
really
continuing.
pretty much what Kruger said. That's about what you've heard.
We don't know much more. We've not been up this far. We know that they're a stickler for their rules, but they never quite interested me in the past, so not much of a reason to really know them. Or at least like know a gist of what this place is. It like a rough and tumble frontier? Is it like a pirate city? Is it like more civilized than that?
Oh, I mean, it's a port city. I mean, it's part of Tholengard.
I've
Okay.
been there before for Thonegard, but not necessarily to Highport, right?
Correct.
Picking Krug up.
You flew in, picked Kruger up, and left.
Carl. I so strong.
And your arms were really tired when you were done.
Yeah, flew all the way home.
Carrying Kruger, and that orc ain't light.
No, he was molded by the dark.
So, are you continuing with whatever you were telling them, Kruger, or
Yeah, no, I'll keep going. They, as I said, they are very strict, and their government is made up of three main sections. The Scarlet Brotherhood, which my master is the head of, and who trained me, and where this gi is from, makes up one of the three parts they call the triumvirate. Were I within their system, within the city of Thull, I would be considered something of a general there. Though that grants me power within the Scarlet Brotherhood itself of people under me, the other parts of the government do not need to recognize me as such. but I will say that they will be swift to punish people who break the laws. In one town that I was in before I was fully known and had one of my battles there, I was attempted to be they attempted to arrest me for being out past curfew. And it was only because I was wearing this gi that that was not the case. So while we are there, you should tread carefully and watch what you say.
Do you know the names of the other two factions for my
I,
notes?
I'm pulling it up. I'm trying to find it right now. I cannot find it in my notes right now. I'll have to get it back to you.
Okay.
But he would share the information, so I'll just put it in the chat when I find it.
Pathetic, Kruger.
Placeholder names for them are Violet and Azure Brotherhoods. They're all just different colors.
Oh, just shades of gray to Glissic.
There you go, Kruger. I pinned something in our chat that might be close to where that is. All right. Go ahead, Raz. You owe me some rolls there.
What am I rolling?
I put in chat which skill you can roll. Arcana, crafting, nature, or piloting lore.
Nope, I don't have piloting lore,
I
so
think
we're
you
gonna
should
go
roll
and
nature.
definitely gonna go with nature.
Yep.
A crafty nature.
I have nature. Can I assist?
No, you're too short.
Going with
2-inch difference. I could wear some heels that day. Or platform shoes.
I will go with crafting.
All right.
Psst, Sarkin, I also have crafting. Can I assist?
If you really want to,
I just want to get him a +1. I've seen how he's been rolling lately.
we'll see.
Say I still haven't rolled over 11 today.
Oh, I saw that. I saw a 1 on the Glizzy, but then it flipped to something else. All right,
My-
that's a
my-
success.
My crafting is master.
Is it a crit?
Woo.
It is not.
With a +1.
Thank God.
Woo.
A 2 is coming
A
up
Almost
now.
new
at
high.
2.
A new
Yep,
high.
we're 1 higher than the record today. We're gonna keep it.
All right. That's day 1. You're staying on course. Go ahead and roll me for day 2, Raz.
Stay on
We're doing
target.
5 days total.
It's 4.
Help my goblin.
Should be in tower, just open.
I don't care.
Yeah. Eh.
Ooh,
45.
Ooh, is that a critical success?
it is.
Sweet. It's master, so it's
+2.
what? Plus
Oh,
3.
So is it 3 for master?
Trained, expert, master, legendary. 5 would be mythic. Yeah, should be +3. Good thing too.
Do I want to keep it though? Because it's 6 lower than the other.
It's 10:32 time wise. Got any left?
I do, but I do kind of want to save it for that critical one or natural one. I'm gonna roll.
Truth.
We're gonna keep the 35. Test the waters here by seeing if we go straight into them.
All right.
35 is
No,
not horrible.
you're still up in the air. All right, day 3.
We're just upside down and backwards.
I didn't say that.
Do a
Just
barrel
remember,
roll.
you're going from mid-ocean to a spot on the land, so hopefully you're going the right way. Or else, you might be in mid-ocean for a while.
I tried to roll really quick. It banked off the box and rolled all the way to the words on the right, and it was a 20 that I wasted.
Just watch that Mythbusters episode where they tried to see if you could walk a straight line blind, and no, you can't.
All
No, you cannot.
right, back to +1 because it's just success, I think.
Yep.
We sure that's not a critical success? Because I thought
Yep.
the DC was just 20. Oh,
Yeah, isn't DC 20?
I don't think I didn't know.
I don't think.
I don't think the DC ever changes
Is it?
because it's just the aid. The aid.
Well, I didn't know the DC that he sets if it's based off that.
Aid is.
Oh, they lowered it to 15.
Oh yeah, well, the DC's typical. Well, I think yeah, but the
Crit the shit out of that then.
GM might adjust the DC for particularly hard or
Ah.
easy tasks. So basically, it's just DM's choice.
+26.
But if they never
Ha.
know what to do, then the DC's 15.
16.
I don't see where it says even 15.
It's
Or
under the
the
action or reaction.
What, on your character sheet?
No, on Nethys.
Yeah, I pulled it up and it doesn't give a number.
It's like the second paragraph in the description.
I only got 1 paragraph in this version. Let's look.
Oh,
Here we
are
go.
you looking at first edition?
No. That's one thing I don't like. You type in like one thing and there's like 37 entries and they're not the same.
there were a lot of things that for 8 that came up.
Yeah, they lowered the DC to 15 because that's honestly, I think, where it was supposed to be at level 1. That's why no one ever did it for the first few levels.
Yeah. All right, that would be a crit then.
Yeah, if it's an easy task, it'd be below 15 even, according to that.
Take that
Because you can
+3.
adjust it to make it harder or easier.
I
Yeah.
don't think an airship is not easy.
Yeah.
Yay,
Oh,
17.
new
I can't
roll.
complain about a too low roll now. I've gotten one above
Yep.
15 now.
All right, day 3. This if you are on target for day 4, you should appear near high port.
Let's find out. Help, my gobbo. I just like I couldn't tell if that was a 9 or 11.
I know. And there was a 911. That's not great for flying.
It's a 9, but it's still a crit.
Ominous.
We are in the city.
We are in Highport.
You are crashed, but you're in it.
We have found the tavern we're looking for, perhaps a little too close.
There's not much
Yeah.
left, but
A natural
Remember,
one would still be a success.
Sargon told us if we try and land this thing, there'll be problems.
Gonna keep it
all
because
right.
we still got one more day, right?
This is day 4.
Last one.
We do have to come back too, so who knows?
Are you keeping it or are you spending it?
That was for day 4. I'm keeping it.
All right. All right. Afternoon of day 4, you guys see some land ahead. As you get closer and closer, kind of look at the scribbles on Kruger's map. It looks like you might be where you think you want to be.
Hmm. Yes, this landmass in the distance definitely looks like this charcoal drawing.
I told you it was chalk. Charcoal is way too complex for a Kruger. As you get closer and closer, it definitely seems to be high port.
Chat.
So no check needed for the next one, right?
Well, no, because it's only 4 days.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? You landing in the water and like sailing in, or flying over the town, getting shot down with some 40mm flak?
I mean, Kruger has advised, best behavior, caution, and all that fun stuff. All the words he would never say in person, but definitely implied.
We can see a pier, I'm assuming, from up high.
Oh, there's multiple.
Yeah.
How do they feel about different ancestries?
And a fine question to be asking now.
I've
as,
meant to
as,
ask
she,
it earlier.
as she starts putting on disguise kit.
I mean, Kruger's been there, so hopefully he'd know.
As most human settlements tend to be, they dislike things that are not them.
Sounds like orcs. They just like things that are not them.
It sounds just like orcs and dwarves
Excuse you?
and elves
And goblins.
and goblins. Why is everybody racist against everybody else?
But not the cat folk. They love everybody.
Unless you're an evil white cat.
Except Snowball.
Some snowball. Screw her.
Yeah, he'll put us in the water like boats were intended to be,
Sure. But
and
gently.
gently. Yeah, I'm cutting the engine.
Quick, submarine mode, go. Why did we do this to see Scrotto?
All right, you land a little bit out away from town and kind of sail. I shouldn't say sailing because you don't have any sails, but magic your way into the port and up alongside a pier.
I'm guessing it's kind of like a hydrofoil coming in, yeah?
I'm
Get some bits in the water and some parts out.
I mean, there's bits that would be out, but not that much different than a normal ship.
I just don't want to break anything off with the water,
No, you
frictioning against it.
probably won't.
Okay, probably is good. We had oil amending.
We got fixed boat. What do you mean?
Explode if we need it.
There's a dragon in the harbor that really likes them crystals.
I hope we got some money to bribe them.
All right, you guys pull up to the pier, kind of throw some ropes over to some dock hands there. They kind of fasten you up. You
I
guys
would,
disembark. Ye-
before we pulled in, I would like to use my out of disguise to make myself look human.
Okay.
How long does that one last?
Uh,
AFK, I gotta let the dog out real quick.
3 minutes.
My humanoid form spells are 10 minutes. I'm just curious.
doesn't say I'm looking it up in this.
As I know, the base one I think was just my regular spell, but maybe there's a longer duration on the greater
You
version.
have the normal one or the big one, Sakara?
Both.
I have just the greater one with me. The other one I gave to Glizzik.
I couldn't remember if you had the. I remember one. Someone has the greater one and gave their other one away.
Yeah, that was me. Illusory disguise,
Second
second
level.
rank. 1 hour.
Yep.
But I can do it multiple times.
Can you?
Yes. As a 2-action activity.
No. It says you can activate it any number of times per day.
Yeah.
Like all right.
That technically is multiple times.
No.
Back.
All right,
Welcome
you
back.
guys, one human, a goblin, a gnome, and an orc hop off a boat. Sounds definitely like a joke.
I mean,
You've met us.
the human and the gnome shouldn't be too bad, yeah.
As you
And
guys
the orcs
kind of go ahead,
and the orcs got special gi.
but is he wearing it?
Yeah.
He's wearing it. He's having a conversation with it.
Make sure it's equipped again, Kruger, because I unequipped it for you
Oh,
when you
did
took
you?
it off. Well, hell yes.
Just in case I had to fight Zakar again.
Took off
Well,
your relic item. The best Bezargan's gonna catch that one.
I don't know if that has any like resiliency on it or not, and that shit goes away. Although, according to Zakara, when you took it off, you broke your investiture on it. So
Yeah, but you could put it right back on.
She doesn't know what she's talking
It's
about.
been days. I'm sure he's got
It-
it invested again.
no, because he doesn't like it because it talks to him. All right, you guys start walking down the pier, and a group of 4 figures move towards you down the pier, dressed in red robes.
No, I'm changing my factions until we know the other two. They're now going to be the red faction, the white faction, and the blue faction.
Scrolling to fireball stuff. I'm ready.
They walk down to you and kind of stop a few feet in front of you. The one guy kind of pulls back his hood.
Good lord.
Oh God, the undead are
mean,
here.
I knew it was undead, but this guy's disgusting. Little tiny head pops up
No.
underneath from it.
He's just Canadian and he has a flip top head.
So this guy's name is Periscope, and it just comes up.
He pulls his hood down, nice shaved head with some tattoos and that on it. He kind of looks you guys over. 10 gold a day docking fee. And he's looking at you, Kruger.
I will pull out the 10 gold and give it to him.
The
Mark it
party
off.
sheet has 2 platinum pieces in it if you're interested.
Using party money or your money, Kruger?
I'll just whatever I have on me.
That would be your money. I believe Raz carries the party money.
Do I?
I
You're
think
the
that was
exchequer,
established a
sir.
long time ago.
We started saying that you were carrying the coin that's on the party sheet
Okay.
Yeah.
because I think you had the first bag of holding, maybe.
Yeah. The alchemist haversack.
Well,
So,
I hope you have your sack.
I think it's not so much that he had the first bag of holding, that's that you trusted him more than the dwarf or the cat.
Wow.
I don't know why. I'm very good with gold.
She
Yeah.
likes shiny objects. Trust the thief or the person who has no concept of civilization or
She's really good with money. Sometimes you walk into a room and, when she doesn't notice she's on the floor, you just batting it around and she whaps it under the bed and then gets pissed at who's ever there because it's obviously someone else's fault. All right, Kruger, mark off your 10 gold.
I did.
You hand it over. They kind of look at you. What is your business here?
I'm here to go to a tavern.
And these 2 things,
What
he's
things
talking
is
to
he
you guys,
talking
not
about?
me. He's and Glizik's like pulling on Zakara's clothes. He's talking to you guys, not me for once.
yeah, but then you look up and see Zakar as a human. You're like, fuck.
Oh, when so things is Raz and Glizik.
Yep.
Yeah. But it doesn't register. Not to me.
They are traveling with me. I have need of their services.
You'll be held responsible for them.
That is understood.
You may pass.
Fable, I'm trying to keep it in B. I have to announce you.
and
All
then
right.
I will just walk by them and start looking for this place that I'm supposed to be going to.
Could we ask for directions from them? They seemed ever so helpful.
You guys walk down the pier into, I won't say it's smaller than a Hildfor, and that, I mean, you've been in larger towns, you've been in smaller towns, but it's pretty much an average dockside area. Probably a half a dozen ships in port, a lot of people, sailor type people moving around, a lot of people hauling cargo to the ships from the ships. You do see like an occasional other group of four figures in red walking around. Most most people here give them a wide berth, and you also notice most people here, like almost everyone you see, is human. Even the magically somehow the human in your party just appeared.
They're turning us.
Yep,
It's like vampires, but for humanity.
exactly,
They're humanpires.
It's a zombie apocalypse, but humans the real infestation.
exactly. Humanity, the nothing
Does that
but a
get rid of
plague.
your bleaching if you become a human?
If you kill him and reincarnate him as a human, yes,
This is a whole new experience. I'm literally a different race now.
exactly.
For
I have
science.
found the cure to the bleaching.
I could see above people's knees.
Are
That's
you
what it
guys?
was. Seeing people's knees all the time. That's what
Yep,
calls it to advance.
it's the smell of their feet.
I was gonna say farts.
You guys just gonna walk around and see if you can find it.
There's got to be somebody we can ask.
There's lots of people someone can ask.
Is there any do they have
Phone
shop
books, no.
stands or stalls out and about of people selling things?
Yeah, I mean, there's some like selling, like basically just like food and drink.
Okay, I will just go up to whatever random one is closest to us and I'll say, "Where is the rusty rapier?"
The older gentleman looks over at you and he goes to say something, and then he seems to notice what you're wearing. He's like, but of course, he gives you a couple directions: down the street, turn left, and so forth.
I'll just kind of grunt and I'll head off in that direction.
Okay. Takes you guys a good 30 minutes so to follow his directions and get to where you think you're supposed to be going. And you come up to the building he says, and it has a bit like a red door on the outside, which is what the guy told you to look for. But you see like no signage or nothing else.
Do we just walk in or was there a special knock we had to do?
You have to knock twice, once with a goblin head and once with a gnome head.
I recall it was just go to the tavern and meet with the contact.
You will travel to the human town of Highport. There you will visit a dockside tavern known as the Rusty Rapier. Inside you will find Damon Turgalt, who should have the location by now.
I have
That
arrived.
Just kick open the door. Demon.
Kick down the door. Boom, baby.
Yep. Just pulling up the gift now.
Yeah, I'll just go and open the door and step inside.
Okay. Entering the pale red door, you see another door to the side and a set of steps leading down. An old battered wooden sign on the wall simply holds an old rusty rapier with its tip pointing down the steps.
Go down the steps, I guess.
Haha, it's a mimic.
The rapier or the steps?
Yes, the whole building.
If it's all around me, I can't miss my attacks.
It's easier to hurt from the inside, right, Drax?
It's
hmm
it's okay. I've got a enlarged and a heightened version. You can throw the building.
I don't think he can throw buildings, but maybe.
Well,
I could.
wait. I got telekinetic call. You said I could throw houses.
I don't think that's what I said. Heading down the worn steps, you enter an old dive bar. A handful of tables, mostly full of patrons, remind you that this is a dockside bar and it appears everyone here is a sailor, young and old. Two young women carry drinks back and forth from the bar to the various tables, and an older man works behind the bar. A few people look up at you when you come in, but they don't pay you much attention.
Is there a table that can seat all four of us?
Yes.
I will just go over to that and sit down,
Okay.
and
The
then
rest
order a drink when it comes by.
the rest of you guys going with them, or
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
all right? You sit there for a minute or so. Then one of the wenches comes by, walks up to you, Zakara. What can I get you?
Uh, Zakara looks to
One
Krug.
human drink, please.
I am not a cat. I need a human drink with a human-sized cup.
This is gonna be like Inglorious Bastards when she goes like this,
Hi.
and then she gets jumped for using the wrong symbol for 3.
She goes like this, and her dew claw pops
So-
out.
Son, I've never seen one person do the trench coat with 3 goblins in it before, but
4 ales.
Of course.
Kruger's eye twitches at the mere audacity to think that that's enough.
Kruger's like,
Uh-huh.
that's for me, right?
And I will also have a milk, please.
She turns around and walks over to the bar. What are you guys doing? Anything?
Is there anyone else here in the bar? Like, is this
Oh,
like midday, you said?
there's probably 20 people. They all are dressed like sailors, and most of them are like middle aged or like older.
Gotcha. We weren't given a description of this dude, right?
Nope.
Just a name.
And
When he
from
comes
what
in-
your experience is with those people from the priest prince, a lot of them can change what they look like anyway. So
Is there anyone sitting by themselves?
you look around and there is, I believe, one person sitting by himself over in the corner.
Maybe give him a try. She comes back with the drink, Sakara. Maybe ask to see if anyone by that name's come in.
You guys are looking around that, and she comes back with 4 cups, puts them down, and she puts them down all in front of you, Zakara.
Thank you. Um,
She holds her
no,
hand out.
uh,
Is Sakara a tipper?
You got to pay for the shit before you tip.
how much for the drinks?
Be a silver each.
That's some expensive ass ale.
Well, they don't like your kind.
They're going for the novelty price here.
We'll be careful.
You'll be dead. I got the death sentence in 4 systems.
I will give her 5 silver.
Okay. She tucks it in her little purse and turns to walk away.
Um, do you happen to know where we might find a Damon Turgolt?
Before she can respond, Kruger said, you notice the guy in the corner. You kind of look at him. You see like another guy walk up towards him, and he says, and then this guy like yells at him, "You have stolen something that does not belong to you. Return it or face the judgment of the Council of Waves." To which the guy in the corner says, "Fuck off." And the man replies, "So be it." He snaps his fingers and 3 large watery humanoids appear around him and move menacingly towards the man. At that moment, she kind of looks over at the commotion. She goes, and she points to the guy in the corner.
Like the one who was accused of stealing?
Yes, the one who said, "Fuck off." And we will pause it there this evening.
Sounds Russian.
And I couldn't even give Kruga a fresh batch of my newly developed gnomish grunge drink.
Grunge drink. But instead, it's almost 11. Instead of us starting into what's knowing you guys will definitely be a brawl, we will stop here for the evening.
Hey, we talk sometimes.
I mean, Kruger's just gonna punch them both once.
Both what?
In all fairness, this one had nothing to do with us. It started on its own. I mean, we might interject ourselves,
It's
but
Kruger's fault. Definitely Kruger's fault.
It's so weird being a human.
It feels like you're wearing someone else's skin, doesn't it?
Every time you guys, a human, into taverns, we get in fights.
it's only happened twice. But it's weird that it happened both times.
He's not wrong.
In my experience, taverns is where most of the fights happen.